Alright, so welcome back, people. Happy Thursday, everyone. How have you been? Alright, here we are. Legacy of the Sith. Hope everyone is having a great Thursday. And last time we started the final era of Star Wars The Old Republic. Indeed. Okay, so pretty much. I have it right here as the only quest, pretty much. Restoration, as you can see here. So we have to go back to the water world of Manaan. Indeed, so let's go back there. Okay. Oh, again, this. Let me activate this so I can see the stream right there. You know why I have this? It's because I use a super secure and private browser. I use Firefox, a modified version that I did myself and everything. Well, hello, Patrick. Sorry that I started a bit late. Anyways, I will stay a bit more. I will stay a bit more. 3 hours and a half. I want to finish as this is the final era that I have to play here. Then I also need to go Datacron hunting and doing some things as well. No problem. I have holidays. Oh, nice. It has to be winter holidays for you. As I'm in the opposite situation with summer ones. Okay, let me. Well, but nice to see that you are having holidays. They are your holidays in between high school and university. Hmm. They are like a limbo. It's a special type of holiday. You will only you will only feel once you are out of university. Then I remember when I had those. The one holiday between university and between high school and university is like quite good. Okay, because it's like a limbo. You don't belong to your school anymore. You don't belong to the university yet. Now, basically, our history teacher planned a holiday for us in the school, and I refused to go with the gorillas, and now I can't stay home. Oh, I used to do the same shit. I used to do exactly the same. I used to do exactly the same. A holiday, like an excursion to. Okay. Yeah, I remember that. I remember that. That was something I had to deal with as well, constantly, all the time, constantly, constantly, absolutely constantly. Let me see that it loads. Perfect. Finally, finally, there we go. Video playback. Thank you, thank you. There I can see everything. Good. Everything is set up, people. Let us begin. So, I cannot imagine. I remember that in high school, whole an excursion visits with the gorillas. I remember that shit. I of course I went to none of them. Of course, of course I went to none of them. Not a single one of them. In that sense, yeah. I can imagine that shit. I can imagine that shit. Good choice. Good choice. Good choice. Very good choice. I remember that shit. Oof. Definitely, definitely
So much for sneaking in.
one of the worst parts of school, of high school in this case, going to any kind of trip with gorillas. That's a terrible idea, people. That's a terrible idea. That's a terrible idea. In that sense. Pretty much, Only eternal stupidity awaits you. And, well, beginning to question yourself the very existence of life. With the gorillas all around you. Well, in our case was... No, I have one activity that I bet you didn't have to endure, Patrick. I had one that is so specific of my of my country that you didn't have to deal with it. Eh, when there was a football World Cup, when there was a football World Cup, we wouldn't have classes. Every time Argentina played, every time Argentina played a match for the World Cup as a national team, we would all be taken out of the classroom to watch it. And I, of course, didn't give a shit about football. Of course, I, of course, didn't give a shit. So, basically, so basically, I had to endure staying playing cards with some other kids in elementary school. This is in elementary school. In elementary school, and pretty much all that in that sense. So yeah, I would need to sit for the 2 hours that the match lasted and and endure and endure the screams and the like sat on the ground with the rest of the little kids. The screams and all of the shit
Gondor wasn't
that
kidding
it
when she said
involves.
the
I would
contract
find a
is
corner
transport's locked down.
with another
We'd be
friend.
grounded until we cut them loose.
I would find a corner with another friend and we played Yu-Gi-Oh cards instead. But still, with the screams and everything, we could barely focus on our card game. In that sense, pretty much. Automod. I played football when I was. Ah, sorry, it retained the message. It retained the message. Uh, that's a message. I played football when I was like 10. In every match, try to separate, put a space in one of the words. It's probably one of the ones that I have banned. Were shouting at us how bad we are along with our own trainer. With our own trainer. Well, no, here that would be considered a very big insult. A quite big insult. And they would end up attacking each other physically. Viewers, okay. Viewers. I need to have that one eliminated due to the bots because that's the one word the bots do. So in every match, the viewers were shouting at us how bad we were along our own trainer. Well, no, here, uh, pretty much defeat the aquatic assault commandos. Well, this is a waste of time. Uh, the aquatic assault commanders. What the fuck? Well, let's do it just for the fun of it. Can I walk through here? No, doesn't seem to be like the case. Fuck it. To hell with it. So the very same viewers of the football match were shouting at you how much and those. Well, I never liked football. I would play Yu-Gi-Oh cards with my friend. No, but here it's like find a way across the gap. Need to interact with something. What the fuck? What's the meaning of this? Interesting. Find a way across the gap. It's a puzzle. Ah, no. Here. Grapple hook. Here we go. Nice. Well, we have stadiums in every major city. Okay. But not hospitals, obviously, because it's useless. It's just who needs a fucking hospital? People, evidently, a football stadium is more important because our minister loves football, but we are so awful in NXT. Well, here we have the problem that they are good at it. They are fucking good at it. For example, this year is going to be the World Cup, and Argentina is the current champion, precisely. Precisely. And whatever happens, I don't give a shit if they win or lose, honestly. I guess, win or lose. I don't give a fucking shit. Whatever happens, the screams and the psychopathy are warranted. So imagine, Patrick, if your minister had actually a very competent team and had chances at it and everything. Cops are preparing. Yeah, no, yeah, that's the problem. Here, the cops can't stop it. Here, the cops can't stop it because it's like a no, it's like a wave of human masses that cannot be stopped. I hope that my current conservative government actually it has done a pretty good use of cops. So if they start burning stuff, no, here is different. They like climbing public buildings, like the spider monkey. You know that the spider monkey does that shit. Well, like the spider monkey, here they like climbing public property. When it's something like this, it doesn't fucking matter if they win or not. It doesn't fucking matter if Argentina is like champion or not. It doesn't matter. That's the least important part of it. In that sense, well, it's not for them, but it is a reality. So they start climbing like the spider monkey. Statues, public buildings, like they just start climbing with flags, If we could have a competent football team, we would have a few hospitals destroyed because we would need a space for stadiums. Yeah, indeed. Well, here, as I told you, we are the current worldwide champion,
That's all of them. Time to get these things in the
and it
air.
doesn't
If we
matter
can
if
just
they are
find
going to
somewhere to put that
retain the
wall
title
glitter.
for retain the title back to back again, or France is gonna win, or whatever, or Germany, or whatever the fuck. Like, no, here it's like a national identity. If we could have a competent football team, we would have a few hospitals destroyed because we would need space for stadiums. So your minister of culture or sports would love to have would love to be Argentine and have an amazing football team. He would feel in heaven with that shit. Let's not even imagine if he wins a fucking World Cup. He destroys all of the fucking hospitals. Everything goes to shit. Indeed. When I say minister, I mean Victor. Ah, okay, Victor Orban. Okay. The prime minister. Okay. Yeah, true. Sorry, my bad. It is true. Here, a minister is like, since we have presidential republic, it's like the minister of sport. We have a minister of sports, of course, people. Argentina has always had a minister of sports. In that, fortunately, this government reduced it to a secretary of sports. Fortunately, he demoted it. A bit of common sense. Okay. So your okay. The leader of the executives in this case, the leader of the executives. Okay, a prime minister. Okay. Sorry. That's the fundamental difference between parliamentary republic and presidential democracy. Okay. So the leader of the executive. This is even worse. It's even worse. It's even worse. Oh, okay. So they love the football. So they love football. He loves football. Destroys the hospitals to make stadiums. And we cannot imagine what would happen if he had a competent team. If he would have 3 World Cups like Argentina, I cannot fucking imagine what would happen. Then here they do that, huh? They don't think it doesn't happen. But here is not done by the president, which would be the equivalent, the leader of the executive. Here the governors of the provinces, like the states in the United States, they do that shit. Yeah, they do that shit. They build stadiums in the middle of nowhere, in very poor locations, where there are no hospitals by default, to build the stadiums. But well, I don't know. I guess here at least they, well, it's all they know how to do, pretty much. It's all they know how to do. It's pretty much all they know how to do in that sense. So yeah, it's like national passion. They do that, huh? The governors of the provinces here. They do that.
Those Kolto transports
Not even the leader of
use
the
this to send them
executive.
somewhere. They'll get to the destination on their own.
Send the Kolto to Odessen to Draman Cass.
We need to get this Kolto straight to the heart of the Empire. I'm sending the transports to Drummond Cars.
Colonel Cord will love you for that.
Okay, we are beginning the final era, people, by the way. Well, a political war unseen since 1956 is taking place in Hungary, basically. Uh-huh. Maybe we should even prepare for a civil war. Basically, I'm in a similar position in which you were. No, what do you mean? Against the Prime Minister, the leader of the executive. Yeah, here. Well, it didn't get to a civil war, but yeah, it's been a prolonged socialist. It's been a prolonged. Hang on, people. I will say something. We Argentines, we bombarded our own capital.
Way ahead of you.
We bombarded our own
So
capital
I got a little
to get
surprise
rid of
down here at the shipping
socialism
docks. The Republic's gun showed
once.
What about
Then
Kolto?
again,
Where is it?
with the dictatorship, we had
Those guns destroyed some of the transports.
a triumvirate dictatorship,
which is great for you,
and
sir.
this third
Unfortunately for
time,
us, the Republic's just
3
dropped a lot of
last
fresh troops on our doorstep. We're trapped in here.
presidencies through democracy.
When to get you out, Major.
But we bombarded our own capital, this very city,
Wolf would not approve of me
once
sending
in
anyone else into the city.
1955, after the end of
You're
World War
joking
II.
me. I know the both of you well
By the
from
way, I'm not really passionate about politics,
Think
but
we
I
can make it
wanted
to
to
that?
ask you, what does being centrist mean? Oh, great question. Great question. I have a friend in Star Wars Republic who is a true centrist. Can the person in question can reply to you, could potentially reply to you, some very right-wing things and some very not extremely left-wing, because of something I'm going to explain to you now. but other things more liberal in that sense. Yes, yes, yes. There can be true centrists, but it's difficult. Nowadays, they are in a very tough spot, I would say, due to how something called the Overton window has been pushed to the left by Obama. Sadly, once again, we have to go back to it. By Obama. Obama pushed something called the psychological Overton window to the left.
Incoming!
The social Overton window to the left is also psychological. It affects all players. So nowadays, a centrist pre-Obama, someone who was a centrist pre-Obama, will nowadays be considered far-right post-Obama. In that sense. Okay? So, technically, most people who call themselves centrists, due to the movement of the Overton window in this phenomenon, are actually considered right-wing by the average of the population. In that sense, I do get what a true centrist is. A true centrist is someone who will agree on some right-wing things that one can say, and be more liberal regarding others. In that sense, the Overton window that I'm mentioning, because otherwise it's way too abstract, is basically the bare minimum of accepted behaviors by most of the average of society. For example, things that you could say completely unacceptable, like killing people, for example. That's completely unacceptable. So, when in ancient times someone created criminal laws, let's just say, I will not go over the whole history of it, the Overton window moved a bit to the left, okay? And not because of that you would say that I'm a leftist, because or anyone is a leftist, because I say that killing people is bad nowadays. Well, the fact that you can do that is because of something of a phenomenon called the Overton window. So it moves to the right, it moves to the left, and as it moves to the right and the left, the basically, as it moves to the right and the left, as it filters to the left of the window and to the right of the window, the things that are not accepted by society, in the center, society enters and gets that accepted. Well, Peter Hungarian, yes, this is his name in translation XD. He's a centrist, the strongest opposition party in Hungary. Basically, he's now our messiah. Well, I told you, pay attention in the case of centrists. The danger of centrists is two things, basically, that I would recommend to a centrist. One is that being evil, being good, okay, being good with evil necessarily implies being evil with good people. What do I mean by this? What you mentioned to me about the rainbow flags and etc. I get that he can be the hope for a lot of things, pretty much, and that he's better than the current situation, and probably even uh, worth voting to get rid of the previous one. But the problem with centrists is that they are generally extremely lenient with evil. Then, so then, so then, as he deposes the dictator, will at the same time let globalism enter the country and fill all of the streets with rainbow flags and etc. Okay, that's one thing. The second thing, the second thing with centrists. Hang on, is it through here? Yeah, it's the last platform. Okay, we have to get through here. There's no way around it. The second thing with centrists is that a friend of all is a friend of none. These are the demons of a centrist that he has to deal with. He has to solve. He can solve them and somehow be a good leader and be a good leader in that sense. As the overtone window moves to the left and the right, the society enters through it and gets a myriad of acceptable traits. So a centrist basically is right in the middle of it and can synthesize all of those things. However, it can lead to inability to action, inability of action in that sense. He was left-wing under Viktor Orban. He switched and created his own political party. Okay, so he was a socialist with him taking all of the state and etc. Okay, so that is the thing. And the second one, the third one now that I would say in practice is to pay close attention to how, if he comes from the left even more, is how much he spends. How much he spends.
Darth Norok. What in blazes are you doing here? I'm helping Colonel Cord resume the Empire's Kolto operation here. Like you ordered.
What are some things
I
interesting?
gave no such order.
Now I get to the question. This will be... It's related to what I was talking
You've got to
previously.
be kidding me.
Don't just stand there. Release me at once. Tread carefully, or I'll hand you back to the Republic. If I don't throw you out of the shuttle first. Do not toy with me, fool. The longer you keep me like this, the worse the consequences will be.
No need for that, my lord.
Don't do anything stupid, Norok. Unless you'd like to put the buoyancy of your armor to the test. Take me to Cord. I will wring the air from that useless invertebrate's carcass for this. What does he have to do with this? If he had done what I asked in the first place, there would be no need for my presence.
What do you mean? Colonel Cord's done his best to keep this operation running for you.
I repeatedly told Cord his little Kolto mining stations weren't good enough. The Empire does not toil and struggle for a mere trickling of resources. We take what we want. Cord had one objective: the complete subjugation of Manaan. He refused to comply with my instructions, so I relieved him of his command. The Republic arrived at Manaan as I began my descent to the surface. I had no time to act. In one swift moment, their forces destroyed our weapons, shot me down, and set upon me.
How can you call yourself Sith when you so easily allowed the enemy to capture you?
I have more than earned my position. A position that means I don't have to answer to your inane criticism.
Okay. See why I
Hate to
love this
break
game?
up this very productive discussion, but I can't land this thing without drawing attention. Too many pubs out there.
Okay, so what are some things a centrist can adopt
But it's
from
now
the
or never.
left?
We won't get a better shot
I
at
was
taking out
raised
these
by
guns.
my grandparents
The
most. Ah, you as
eagames
well, just
are
like
all
I'm.
that stand between
Well,
me
in my case, it
and
was
an
also my parents.
unyielding grip on
In a
Manaan.
conservative small village.
I will eradicate every last one.
I hate those shitty lightsabers with the
Here we
B
go.
shape there. In mostly conservative small village without any wokeness, so I'm a right wing with conservative values. I don't really understand that value. Well, I'll give you the valuable part of it. So the overtone. I have to resume my point about the overtone window. Okay, so you got the idea that it moves to the left and the right, and in the center we enter as a society to synthesize it. Okay, so imagine what would happen. Let us focus now in the right stream of it. So imagine the dawn of time. The dawn of time, let's say. This is the part of the right frame of the overtone window that moved a bit to the left throughout history. It moved to the left a lot, well, with liberal policies throughout history. Okay. So, what's outside of the frame of the window of overtone to the extreme right, to the most extreme right, to the dawn of existence, to the point of going back to the dawn of existence? I don't like the minimum values of left wing. I always go for the maximum. Marxium, that was the world. No, it's okay, and I get you, and I do agree. I'm conservative, but imagine what's the most, uh, the original state to the right of the right frame of the overtone window. The state of nature. It's basically the state of nature. So what would be the most right-wing situation in the world in that sense? State of nature. Behaving like a gorilla in the forest. You are thrown. I mean actually like that, not in the middle of a school, whatever. Being literally thrown in the middle of a forest and try to survive. That's basically it. Nothing, no civilization, no nothing. Anything at all. Nothing. Just like one more animal. Okay? In a, like you have to Darwin's principle in a society. No, not in a society. No. In absolute terms. Not in a society. In a real forest. You're thrown in a real forest with the real gorillas, with the real tigers, with the real crocodiles, with nothing. Cavemen. 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 Pretty much cavemen. Okay? Cavemen. That is the origin. Okay? So, the overtone window had to be taken a bit to the left because none of us wants to live like that nowadays. Okay? Okay, so there it moved to the left, and we would say it's positive. We would say it's positive. The caveman. This is a leftist. Well, leftist stance, not by today's standards, but it is in absolute terms leftist. I mean liberal, pretty much as well. Yeah, leftist and liberal. Moving the window a bit to the left as to live in societies, human societies, buying the food from the supermarket instead of going to hunt it in the middle of a forest, for example, or and all of the changes that derive from that. That is a rational, that is a very rational movement to the left of the overtone window. Okay? So there you have an example of a positive aspect. Patrick, you wouldn't expect to be thrown in a forest with those. By the way, I haven't read Marx fully. What was his ultimate plan? A dictatorship of the proletariat. Dictatorship of the workers. Dictatorship of the proletariat was his ultimate plan. And I know, I of course disagree with all of this shit. I of course disagree with all of this shit.
Enjoy your stay.
What's this? On moment to that's not the leader of the Foreign General. Let's cut the power. Find the power side conduit and disable it. Where?
Enjoy your stay.
My god, it doesn't tell you where the objective is. You haven't read it. The ultimate plan for was a dictatorship of the proletariat, of the working class, because he based all of society in a struggle between lower classes against higher classes, against upper classes. So those of us who who belong to an upper class, there wasn't any meritocracy or anything. We just got it because we appropriated the means of production. The fact that we studied and put in a lot of effort doesn't matter. So we were we were like basically a problem for him that he had to eliminate. So for the proletariat to be free, they had to overthrow, take the means of productions, take all the factories by force, and it's so utopic. And with that, after that happens, basically, they would rule the country. Everyone has the same. Everyone has reality. This is the utopia. Reality is that Marx never worked in his life. He was he never worked in his life. In that sense, he was lazy. But worse than that, because that is something that we can have nowadays. Uh, Basically, that is the idea. Um, so, by the way, how would you apply meritocracy for basic workers like electrician, etc.? Uh, for electricians and etc. and etc. Well, that is what my family does over at the condos, Patrick. Basically, how do you pick a plumber or an electrician like like you are mentioned? Hey, I'm lost. Where's the? I need to find the objective here. Maybe if I get out of the map, then return, it will show up. It doesn't say where to go at all. So how would you apply meritocracy for modern communism? Ah, sorry, I skipped one. Modern communism money, as I was replying to the message. Modern communism manifests in China, basically. Yeah, no. Socialism is a way of it, and you have it in lots of Eastern countries, Patrick. Well, since you grew up in the village, I never. But for example, think of it like this: I grew up in the middle of a capital city. I should be liberal culturally. No, I was pretty much conservative because Argentina is full of Italians and we are conservative by default due to that due to that. But but there we go. Now, yes, take me wherever the objective is. Take me wherever the objective is. So in the case of electricians and plumbers, you can apply meritocracy. Yes, 100%. Um, due to offering to the market their services more efficiently and for a better price. In that sense, how responsible they are, responsibility, yes, definitely. It's not the same a plumber. Okay, what do we do? At least he appeared here. Okay. Good. The objective appeared. It was bugged. Then it was completely bugged. This song. Okay, good. I had the right idea doing that. So basically that I would look at the responsibility of it. We do it every day over at the condo management. But yes. But yes, 100%. 100%. Uh, but the idea is that it's not the same. We do it every day. We do it every day with the plumbers and the electricians. They need to be responsible in that sense. For example, when you get an entrance hole flooded, that happened to us last week. Well, some plumbers replied to you at 3 a.m. when the pipe breaks and the water starts pouring in all of the building, and others don't. Others tell you, well, my tell you I work from this hour in the morning to this hour in the afternoon, and beyond that, I don't reply. We cannot have that, for example, for the condo management. A plumber like that, even if it has perfect technique, is useless to us. Because if there's an emergency, the person cannot take responsibility. So there you have it, responsibility, etc. For the basic jobs. Of course, there is meritocracy for that, yeah, all the time. And then, of course, the technique, knowing why things happen. For example, our plumber is able to like knock on on a random wall on at floor in floor number 2, for example, of a building, of a condo building, and be able to identify which pipe is broken over at the roof of the building, let's say, or the final floor, over at floor 7. I don't know, something like that. Eh, and that
We've got to clear out
expertise
these
is
power cables.
definitely,
With all the juice
well,
flowing out, we need them offline before we get shut down
appreciated
by
by
the
us and those
guns.
things, and we'll pick that. The person who needs who knows what he's doing. The person knows what he's doing. In that sense, clearly, not just speaking, but in facts.
Lied to my
So
face.
that is the
Made me
thing.
look like an idiot.
Speak up, Major. Do you have something to say? Perhaps about your commanding officer?
Nope, everything's just peachy. Forget I said anything, my lord. Apologies for wasting your time.
The voice of Darth Norok is like the perfect incarnation of a gorilla. It's like the perfect representation of a gorilla. He sounds like a gorilla. Exactly, like that. So basically that. So you're asking me about the overtone window. In that case, when you tell me that growing up there, growing up in a more rural zone, well, causes that. But yes, imagine if you have to imagine if you want to see what you can appreciate from big cities and more liberal things. That, as I tell you, I am deeply conservative. You know, don't need me to say it. The one thing you could appreciate, for example, positive things that it brought, taking us a bit from the state of nature. Imagine if you are, instead of a village in Hungary and that you're telling me and etc., imagine in the middle of a forest. Nothing around you. Nothing. State of nature. Like caveman. Would you like to live like that 100%? Well, no,
I
generally
think
we
we've had
don't
enough
like
power to
to
take out
live
the
like that
guns, Brigade. Just
100%.
need to put
Maybe
them in
someone
control and
does,
shut
but
them off.
no. No, we get more quality of life with that, and that was a movement of the overtone window to the left in the dawn of existence from the cavemen and all that I mentioned. Think of it like that. Would you like to live like completely alone, without internet, without nothing? You wouldn't have even met me. So no, in that sense, you wouldn't have even or anything. You would have never played Drakensang or met anyone over at Drakensang online. Nothing at all. If we move the overtone window completely to the right, we go back to a state of nature. My passion tank is empty for politics. Let's enter the interesting zone. Okay, no, but it's interesting. It's interesting because if you move the overtone window completely to the right, 100%, it's going back. It's reverting to the state of nature. And we need the social contract of society
Not a
and
cell cath in
laws
sight.
then to,
They
for
must be putting
example,
a lot of
not
trust in
kill
the
each other
Republic if they're letting this
on the
beast
street.
cruise around
That's a
Manaan
bit
without any
more to
local
the
military on board.
Don't be absurd.
moving the
There
frame
is no trust between
to the left.
Manaan and the Republic. The Selkath want the Republic gone as much as we do. As much as they want the Empire gone.
I thought the Selkath helped the Republic destroy your
I
island.
understand you though.
A brief association in opposition of a common enemy.
How do you know that?
The so-called soldiers tasked with guarding me had many complaints about Manaan's natives. The Selkath's displeasure at the Republic's presence was especially confusing for them. The Republic are aggressors here. Self-righteous and unwanted invaders, though they pretend otherwise. And I will find a way to use their sanctimonious convictions against them.
What is your opinion on social?
Those
Oh,
power
the
conduits we
social media.
fried lead
Okay.
to manual controls on the
No, let's
bridge.
be fair then, and
Can you
before I
use
get
the
into that,
controls to deal with the guns?
could you find some
Does a hawk
golden
have a
goose
tail?
in it
Then we
who
have our target.
has actually good videos,
Let's go.
or would you avoid it? No. Yes. Not over the. Do you? If I presume we are counting YouTube as social media, yes, I watch YouTube. Yes, I watch walking tours. I think I told you the things that I watch over YouTube. I watch walking tours, and of course, I learned a lot. I learned a lot. Yes, it can be used for good. Yes, Patrick. Yes, without a doubt. I would question Instagram and the ones that are 5 seconds short videos. Those, yeah, no, I have no social media. I only have a YouTube account. Pretty much nothing else. I never had Facebook. I never had Twitter. Anything. Nothing. Nothing at all. I never had any social media. I don't have it. A positive part is YouTube. But wait, before I get into that, uh, let's be fair and say the other state, the opposite one of the overtone window. If you push it completely to the right, we go back to a state of nature. Keep your connection and contact with your friend. Okay. Now I get to all of them. If we push the overtone window completely to the right, we go back to a state of nature. But if we push it completely to the left, we get into nihilism. Into absolute nothingness and nihilism. Absolute passiveness. Absolute passiveness. In that sense. You end up getting to absolute passiveness because, for example, think if Marx would have gotten his proletariat shit going and etc. It cannot happen because it breaks the economy and eventually everyone wants to kill them. So imagine that, but imagine hypothetically that it works and everyone ends up being exactly everyone the very same shit and etc. Well, eventually companies don't do anything, and we also don't get social media and anything, and supermarkets wouldn't exist, and they are all taken by the state and everything, and everything goes to shit. The economy goes to shit way before that. It's like when people say that the Earth will be destroyed way before the rest of our solar system. This is the same line of reasoning. So yeah, uh, pretty much. Uh, the overtone window is there to control the amount of accepted uh, patterns and behaviors by society, so it synthesizes into something reasonable and viable for us all between the two extremes. Now, in the last 10 years, it's been pushed a lot to the left. In the last 10 years. In the last, since the 1600s, it's been pushed to the left, but it accelerated in the last 15 years with Obama in US. Okay, so what is your opinion about social media? I think I would prohibit it to anyone under 18, like France and Australia did. I think France was until 16. I would prohibit it. I grew up without social media. I think it creates a lot of issues that kids don't need to deal with. I think it exposes kids to shitty stuff that is not required. I would eliminate a lot of the content. And this is not attacking freedom, but common sense. It's an equivalent situation to, in a lot of cases, it's an equivalent situation. Do you? A lot of people don't remember it, but in medieval ages, there was a moment in which there was the figure, the person in a town which was like the idiot of the town, and people would laugh at the idiot of the town, and everything. And I feel social media has turned into a modern version of that medieval situation, like a buffoon. Okay, so you have some buffoons and some like that, and people laugh at them, and a cycle of stupidity is it starts doing a feedback loop between themselves. The golden goose in it who has actually good videos. There are a lot about a moral philosophy for you. There are a lot over at YouTube. I would eliminate Instagram and the other ones that are 5 minute short videos because that destroys attention span of people.
They must have known we'd make it up here. Our Republic friends locked this system down tighter than bantha hide.
Can you get in?
And
Oh yeah, no problem.
but yeah,
I'll
YouTube
need to
with long
stabilise enough
videos,
of this
yes,
thing's power
without a doubt,
conduit so I
has
can rig
some
the guns for
valuable things. I
explosive
learned
gear.
how to
With
reverse
plenty of time
engineer
for us to escape, of
mmorpg
course.
servers. I
Say
learned
goodbye to the
a
Republic
lot of
shining
programming. I learned a
Stop.
lot of programming.
What's wrong?
Why destroy these weapons when we can take them for ourselves? Use them against the Republic should they try to stop us again. Increase the output of these weapons as high as you can, Major. Make them so powerful that we regain our unquestionable dominance over this world.
Not an option, my lord. We shut down too many of the power sources. There won't be enough juice left to supercharge the guns and keep their targeting matrix online. I do what you're asking. These guns will fire on anything that moves. Selkath, Republic, Imperials.
Good. That means no one else will be able to shut them down. When Selkath's ships are obliterated by Republic weapons, their rift will deepen. The Selkath can't fight on two fronts, and when the dust is cleared, Manaan will belong to me.
I don't think so, Gorilla.
Do you read? What's the status of those guns?
We're at the controls now, Colonel. But you,
Come in! Blast! I thought we'd worked out these comms issues.
Colonel,
Listen, if you can hear me at all, it is imperative that we destroy these guns once and for all. Our people need Kolto, and what we're doing here is the best way to get it to them. But we can't continue if the Republic is breathing down our necks like this. Darth Norik's orders are clear. Destroy the guns.
Everything all right?
Focus, Major. Do as I command, and you shall be granted a reward befitting a conqueror of worlds.
I'm sorry, my lord, but this one gives the orders.
Okay, before we make the choice, could you find some golden goose in? Yes, yes, yes. Or you would about. I don't have any social media, as I was mentioning to you. Besides YouTube, I'm talking to you all here. Like here, this is my way of connecting with you all. How do you keep your connection or contacts with your friends? As you see, I do with you, chatting with you at Discord. Here in game, as you could see, that they talk to me. Uh, Pretty much through the game here, through the stream here, uh, through the stream with you and the rest of the people. And yes, what I didn't have back then was Discord. Through the Discord, basically, to Discord. In that sense, it allows for private conversation, one on one. In that sense, with all of the people that I filter as the ones that I choose in my life. In that sense, the ones that I choose in my life. That is the problem, Patrick, that I was mentioning. When you connect through social media with anything that you stumble upon, you are precisely like a leaf floating on a river without direction or anything. There's no choice. The value of human will is choice, choosing people. I choose you as friend. I choose my friends over at Star Wars The Old Republic as friends. I talk with you all. each on with each of you on my own, like at different moments. I chat with you here on stream, or when you write me over at Discord. Well, just like you write me, I write, and the rest of and they write to me, like that. That's how I connect. A person does not need, or when you tell me that you chat with your friends of Dragons and Online, a person really, I don't think it's healthy to to have a million WhatsApp or Facebook or Twitter contacts texting you all day. And I really think it's not healthy, because a friend of all is a friend of none, due to the fact that there's no will and choice in that. There isn't any kind of filtering. There isn't any kind of a special reason as to why you are dedicating time to those people and not others. Now, let's imagine what would happen if, let's suppose, the stream attracts millions of people instead. Okay?
I came here to help the people of the Empire, not expedite their destruction. Gut these weapons.
With
And if the
pleasure.
gorilla says something is dead.
Countdown initiated. I gave us enough time to get back to the shuttle, but we still better move it before these things come apart on top of us.
Oh, the gorilla.
Do as I say. Increase the damage of these weapons now, Major. Or you will both learn what happens when you defy a Sith.
Enough of you.
You just keep giving me reasons to kill you, Norok.
And we will do so. Goodbye, gorilla. Say goodbye to the gorilla, people. I've had enough with him.
You should have obeyed my commands. Now, you will suffer. I will eradicate all who oppose me.
This is the perfect incarnation of a gorilla, people. The one of uncivilized beast that needs to be put down, that needs to be the perfect version of an uncivilized human being that needs to be completely civilized and unattacked. Is the perfect example, this gorilla. See why I love this game. It perfectly incarnates. It perfectly knows how to represent those things. It's very, very well done. So how do you keep your connection with your content server? Well, like that. My friends from law school, you know, I have one. I decided to keep one. And that one is through WhatsApp messages, in that sense. Direct WhatsApp messages. For example, the thing is that he just became a father, and well, he's quite busy right now, but yeah, I do keep it like that. Oh well, I experienced it as well with my friend. As I said, he's clearly not a gorilla. No, not a gorilla. We are going back to the gorilla chat. But the one about social media, you got it. How I keep the contact with people? That's basically through Discord, to the Discord, or here through in-game messages. Here through in-game messages. The thing is that the time zone is different, Patrick. Since I know that you are all from Europe, most of you, I did have, I do have, and did have throughout all of these years, viewers from the US, but mostly from Europe. Since I know that, I stream earlier so I can spend time with you all. And then during the night, once I'm done with my things and everything, after I have dinner, after I finish the stream, for example, I have dinner. I already did most of my obligations during the morning. I start the stream at 5 p.m., even 6 p.m., as you can see, sadly. During the afternoon, I did the thing during the morning, and then even during the night, I do some others, some more work. and basically then during the late night I spend time with them, like that, in that sense. I have a great, very close friend uh, from Australia, for example, Patrick. And since for him the time zone is different, during the night I can. Uh, for him, it's much more comfortable as it's the late night for me and for the rest of US people in that sense. I'm basically tied with the US East Coast. Oh well, I explained it as well with my friend. As I said, he's clearly not a gorilla. Well, at least not in manner and ethics. Ah, the one about the military service. And he wants to be friends with anyone so much, he went to a party when he knew there will be a bunch of gorillas who actually insulted him before jokingly. Well, that's the thing. A friend of all is a friend of none. You cannot be a friend with all people. That philosophy that you see wrongly applied in real life, well, the same is in social media. If let's imagine that, for example, I was mentioning to you, let's imagine that the channel grows, Patrick, and I don't know, I have a million, not a million, that's impossible. Like 600 viewers constantly watching me, something like that, I don't know. Over at YouTube, for example, over at YouTube, we are at 99 subscribers. We are one away from 100. I wonder who is going to be the lucky soul who finally makes it from 99 to 100. So it's exactly at 99. Then I have to read them. Let's imagine it grows and like that. Well, but I am not going to forget the fact that you were here when there was no one. You internally, like, were a privileged mind, curious, as you always say, and etc., that valued myself in a very early stage of that situation. So because of that, I would ensure that I can keep contact with you as friend. That is common sense, people. That is sane use of
I've raised
discrimination
my brow at a lot of things you've done, but
and
never in my
discerning.
wildest dreams did I think you were capable of something so blasted stupid.
Mind yourself, Major. I won't permit this insubordination while there's still so much work left to do.
Mind myself. Stars, you're brainless. We found Darth Norik, Colonel, and he wasn't too happy to hear about what you've been up to. You had the brass to speak for a member of the Dark Council without his permission, but that wasn't reckless enough for you. Not telling anyone that Norik was missing. Forging his orders. And the best part's gotta be how you dragged us into your stupidity. I know Norik was a pain.
She does have a point.
I know he was keeping you from supporting the Empire the way you thought was right. I might have understood if you had just told me about all of this from the start, but you lied to me. And that I don't understand.
Give your...
Terrible things happen to those who try to deceive me. You're lucky I didn't kill you where you stand.
Are you sure that impersonating a Sith is such a terrible thing? Because right now, you sound just like Norak.
No, I don't think so. Would you stream as a jobber? Yes, yes, for sure. Yes, for sure. I would like the stream to grow and purge ignorance from this world. Yes, of course. Of course I would. Of course I would.
Other than making a complete fool
Of course I would. Of course I would. I would stream all days of the week if it reported to me.
When I lost contact with him, I simply took advantage of his absence.
I don't know.
My entire career, I've done nothing but prove my admiration for the Sith. I served without question, believed they had a right to rule the Empire. Until I had a chance to lead this operation, I cherished the idea that I was helping soldiers live to see another day. Norak, however, kept saying I needed to think bigger. He wanted all of Manaan under his rule, but we didn't have the resources to sustain a prolonged occupation of the entire planet. it would have achieved nothing. Nothing more than a boost to Norok's ego. I refuse to sacrifice faithful citizens of the Empire for something so irresponsible. And I do not regret that decision. Or the decision to use Norok's name, if it means not one life will be wasted on a Sith's ambition.
I see you finally solved your communications problem, Colonel. Now that the lines are open again, I need an update on your progress. Strictly going by who I see in the room, I'm assuming everything is going well.
He had very good intention for doing so. Oh, sorry, the viewers message. It's probably viewers. Hang on. If oh, there we go. There we go. I mean, even if I'm watching this stream only, you changed my life. Truly, that is the thing streamers with 50k viewers can say. Well, no, precisely like that. No, Patrick, of course, of course. If no one there, that gets into a different topic. That conservatism leads us to get inside of ourselves, get at home, and don't care about the intentions of the colonel were very very correct to save the citizens, and the guy was a psychopath. So while it is objectively wrong what he did of of precisely taking the impersonating a Sith Lord, impersonating another person, and etc. Well, given the extreme circumstances, I would say he had a responsibility, had to make a choice, and is not one to question so much.
That's correct. Colonel Cord, Major Anry, and I have worked tirelessly to bring the Kolto mining network back to full efficiency. I think you'll be
we need to be fair,
with
people.
the results.
That's correct. And as a matter of fact, we just got a large Kolto shipment off-world and dealt a crippling blow to the Republic's weapons.
Excellent. That is just what I was hoping to hear. I'll leave you to continue your work, Cord, but I expect another update soon. Krovis out.
I don't understand. I thought for certain my actions would have caused you offense. Why didn't you say something to Darth Krovos?
Norok told me himself that Imperial lives were expendable. He
Fine.
died trying to prove that point. I want those ideas to die along with him. If anyone asks, the Republic killed Darth Norok.
Don't think anyone here is going to say any different.
Well, then, thank you. Not for what you've done for me, but for what you've done for the Empire.
So getting it, I mean, even if I'm watching the stream only, you changed my life truly. That is a thing that, well, thank you from the bottom of my heart for those words, Patrick. Just like it's with you, well, I would love to have the chance to also give something.
Someone else to give you a kick in the pants when you get another one of these half-baked ideas.
Just like that, I would love to also give something of value to the rest of the people, because that also makes us feel good with ourselves.
Even apologized.
If
Didn't
the
see one tear shed over losing Darth Norok. Thought that was interesting. Guess I shouldn't be surprised. Not too many of us were looking forward to taking over all of Manaan. Now we can focus on what we came for.
An occupation would have been overkill on both sides. This Kolto mining operation is
so no, if I have of
Do you have
course
any idea how good it feels
lots
to hear
of
that from
viewers
someone
and
as
etc,
important as you?
Patrick,
I've seen you in action so many times, and you still never cease to amaze. Not to mention all the times you've come through for me. You're probably tired of everyone constantly falling over themselves for you. I'm sure you don't need to hear me go on about how amazing I think you are. But I can count the number of people I trust on one hand. Every time we meet, you more than earn your place on that list. Hope you know how much I appreciate that.
You've always been a valuable asset, Henry, and I'm grateful for all
If
your help.
even if it would
Now you're just trying
grow
to
and
make me blush.
everything, like
Anyway,
you
I know you have
say,
a lot to get back to, and I don't want to keep you from it. Thanks for sticking around and seeing this through.
and all of that, um, I would love to stream as a job. Yes, of course. If it would report, not a bare minimum, like, well, I mean, a job. It can never report more than the condo management. It would need to be, I would need to be top one as to earn as much as, well, not top one. I would need to have, like, I don't know, 300 subscribers. I don't know, no more, much more. What am I saying? I would need to have, the YouTube channel would need to report $2,000. This would need to report $2,000. It's impossible. It's never going to happen. But if it would report, at least to me, between $500 and $1,000 slash euros, yeah, I would stream. I would stream more. I would stream more. I would stream at a different times. At different times, maybe during my night. I don't know. During the American night, when I have nothing to do at all, nothing at all to do, but I would do it all days, because there at that point, if I saw that I have lots of subs, well, there it would be a different responsibility. It's a different responsibility. It is see that I even take it with responsibility, with Crowbar subbing for 6 months in advance, and Access as well subbing for 3 months, I think it was. So yeah. In that case, I would definitely do it. Besides, beyond all of this, because just like with you, you tell me I changed your life, and I'm humbled by it. Yes, I would love to purge the ignorance of relativism from as many people as possible. And this is not just you stream to be a monarch and impose your authority. Well, it's not to be a monarch and impose my authority, because in this case, no rules are enforced. I do not force anyone to watch the stream. Like, they come from, you'll come from your own free will. So there's a component of the market choosing me in that sense. So it also wouldn't be like a monarch. So in that sense, the reason of purging ignorance, as I mentioned it. So I think that's a very virtuous cycle. Yes, yes, of course, I would stream as my job. Yes, yes. It took me a lot of time to gather all of this knowledge. Think of it like this: as to have the knowledge, as you say,
Which way to the victory celebration?
to potentially change anyone's life, I must have spent some time doing something in my life as to be able to do such thing. When you tell me precisely that streamers with 5k view, with 50k viewers, I don't think anyone reaches 500k unless there's a huge event, it can do it. So yes, I think that has value, and society should recognize it. Yes, 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 yes.
I know you must be weary after all you've accomplished here, but we have an urgent problem. We've lost contact with the team we deployed to explore the ruins of Darth Nul's fortress on Elom. It could be a simple malfunction.
I think guys say not
mission,
reach the no, yeah, yeah, Spanish streamers have also done it. Yeah, 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 but it's not the audience that I want to have or would ever want to deal with. No, no, it's not what I would want. No, I would like to have 500k as you say and everything, but all educated like you and etc. And I know that simply no, it's not physically possible. It's not physically possible due to how ignorant the average person in a society is. It's sadly not possible. It's impossible for them to see value in my words at that point. So yeah, pretty much due to ignorance.
Manaan is secure enough. Shall we take your ship or mine?
Ah, on that note,
I'll be your chauffeur for this mission.
I wasn't expecting you.
I tried to persuade your associate that you were in capable hands with me, but
But I've not had the opportunity to work with our esteemed ally. I thought this would be the perfect time to become better acquainted.
how could I refuse such a charming request? I have some final arrangements to
They are
settle.
both so
I'll meet you at the
hypocrite
ship.
with each other.
He certainly has a way with people. We cannot trust him.
Way with people, he's disgusting. I agree. He's a snake.
I'm with you. If he crosses us,
I love it how in American
Natural.
slang the
Shall
bro
we?
got switched to gang, praising it like it's not praising it like it's not a criminal as if it was a criminal organization. You mean gang? No, I think that's another stupidity. 100%. Okay, complete Ruins of Newell flashpoint. Okay, Ruins of Newell. Let's go. Ruins of Newell. Let's go, people. It's a flashpoint. It's a very long flashpoint. This one. It's a very long flashpoint with cutscenes. We are going to face Darth Morgus again. Sadly, I know it because I played it in Group Finder a lot of times. It's a dungeon. We need to do this dungeon. It's. I've done it on Master mode, so no worries. We can do it on Story mode. It's quite long. It's the longest one they've ever done. It's quite long, so it will take me a good hour probably. It's a dungeon. I don't know if
That's
in an hour,
twisted.
half an hour
So
for
little
sure.
is known about you at present. It's a mystery, just like Darth Nul.
Does that trouble you?
Not at all. I quite enjoy it. You should hear the stories people tell.
Should I?
You would find them flattering, I'm sure. I once heard that you only remain at your impressive master's side in order to disguise your full power. After all, who can say what you're truly capable of when you live in a shadow cast so long?
Who indeed?
I love how in American slang the bro got switched to gang for. It got switched. It evolved like a Pokemon. It evolved again
Strange.
from
There's some kind of
from
energy shield over the
that
dig
to
site.
homie or
The
bro
readings
and
don't match
etc.
any Imperial or
Okay,
Republic design.
and it's not a yeah, no, that's part of the cultural
Most likely.
war that we are
Can't
having
fly
with
through it either. We'll have to land
that
and
the
approach
US is
in
having with China.
Intriguing. I'll
Pretty
apprise
much.
Darth Krovos of the situation. Putting reinforcements on standby seems prudent.
Okay, don't worry. Then it's going to be the flashpoint. So I have to do it with them. It's the first time I'm going to do this as a
Seems like
story.
just another ruin.
The shield is projected from a power source near the temple entrance. I suggest we bring that down first.
So that reinforcements can join us more directly if necessary. Thinking ahead. You're as cunning as they say.
that's a good thing to keep in mind, Ridix.
I always remember my friend's best qualities.
So that's part of the cultural war. That's part of the cultural war that we are having between China and the US. In that sense, you tell me, people getting all of those tattoos and etc. And talking with bro and etc. It's a destruction of objective language. Patrick, basically, it's a destruction of objective language. in which society ends up thinking that because you say bro or whatever, you show closeness to the person, and closeness has to do with actions and trust is something that is meant to be hard to earn when it's sincere. It's something that you earn, nothing that is not something that is uh, immediately granted because of saying bro and etc. Like all of those little kids watching Kaizenat or whoever think. Trust is something to be earned through spending time with the person, through willingly choosing the person. Okay, in that sense, that's why you feel that yeah, that I could change your life, what you mean, and all of those things, while the streamers with millions of viewers don't do it. Because I understand it, but this can only come from not being an ignorant. This can only come from not being an ignorant, because it demands analyzing very internal aspects of the human consciousness. And you cannot do that in 2 minutes. You have to put in effort and spend time. It's the reality of it. The language changes that we've had in the last years are related to this culture war, because they are drug trafficking from Mexico and from Central America to the US with the fentanyl and all of that shit. And it's like a drag gang slang, all of the homie, bro, and etc. They are trying to romanticize. China is trying to make the American population romanticize delinquency, and they want to romanticize delinquency to make America, the United States, and all of our countries in general in the Western Hemisphere unsafe places. Before 2001, we could get out on the street, no problem. There weren't attacks or anything. After it, and in these last 15 years after the cultural influence of the Obama administration, puppet of China, attacking its own population, a very terrible betrayal, hatred for his own population, well, as a puppet, you get that. You get that. So, it is a drug cartel slang in that sense. All of that. And the behavior itself. It's a drug cartel behavior. What that one does or the other ones. A drug cartel behavior. And they are trying to do it, so all of our countries are not safe. Pretty much is that. It's pretty much that. It's drug cartel behavior. Slang, vocabulary. And they make those of us who are educated like be seen as uptight, or I don't know, how do I put it? Classes in that sense. Classes like when someone says that that saying bro is drug cartel slang, or that everyone having a tattoo at 15 years old was something that 15 years ago wasn't common or whatever. Well, we are seen as like Pillow sometimes tells me, hang on, I will hang on, I will copy paste it. Remember the word the word viewers for word there. uh, Yo, this bot, man. It's because of the word viewers. I need to eliminate it. I need to have it like that, because otherwise the channel would be flooded with bots Trust me, I've been attacked several times. So it's the word viewers. Put a space for it. Well, in my opinion, one of the most disgusting content in Twitch.
Irritating.
I have a theory. Given the native wildlife's abnormal behavior, it's possible this machine is
Okay, okay, okay,
manipulating
okay,
their...
okay. Okay, 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 okay. Okay, okay, okay. Okay, what's the word? When get okay, well, in my opinion, the most disgusting content in Twitch when girls put soft porn. Yeah, no, but the problem is that that word over at YouTube
First confirmation.
can ban me the video. That's why I have also that one. In these streams, for example, she wears a top that shows her, yeah, her boobs. Okay, yeah, the hot tab, yeah, the hot tab category of Twitch. Let's just say, yeah, okay, 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 okay. Yes, absolutely. That one is also absolutely disgusting. That one is absolutely disgusting. It's a denigration of the human condition. It's a denigration of the human condition. An absolute denigration of the human condition, because one thing is doing that in private for someone you like, that you really love, and etc. or whatever. That's one thing. No, I mean really, guys, just chatting topics, but she wears a disgusting. Okay, okay, okay. So, no, I didn't know about that case. I'm talking as okay, okay, okay. Okay, so just chatting category, like just chatting, but with that. Well, there's an emotional manipulation. There's a try of emotional manipulation, so yeah, it's a denigration of the human condition for the viewers and for the person itself. For the viewers, because of the emotional manipulation, the intent, the clear intent of emotional manipulation, and for the viewers and for the person, because she really does not. She's giving like that attention and treating everyone
If Darth
as
Nell
the
created these
same, as if they
machines,
were
she must have been
pets
a
in that
talented
sense.
scientist or a master of Sith alchemy. Perhaps both.
After centuries, her creations still function, more or less. An impressive feat. The shield. It doesn't match any known designs because
So yeah,
none
no,
built it so
it's a
wonderfully.
mutual denigration of the
Perhaps the
human
dig team
condition.
activated it by accident,
I
and
don't
they're
know.
still safe.
Or they activated it
I
because they
I
were
guess
attacked.
so.
We shouldn't rule
Nowadays,
anything out at this point.
beyond being on in a in a hot tub with the camera and etc., they directly uh, just talk to the camera semi-naked. Okay.
Null's machines are trying to kill us. Don't drop your guard.
Of
Okay.
course.
Let's continue.
Well, it's a reflection of the society that Obama created. It's a reflection. In the 90s, the person would have been labeled as what it would have been labeled, as we all know, as the thing that I discussed with Pillow several times. Oh well. But well, that's a romantic. There,
Republic shuttle, but no sign
instead,
of any troops.
there's
If they
a
landed here, then they arrived before the shield went
there's a
up. We'll
romanticization
likely
of
find them
emotional
closer to the temple.
manipulation.
Yes, let's hurry on.
There's a romanticization of emotional manipulation, and well, and a absolute lack of moral virtues in that sense. Absolute lack of moral virtues in that sense. Is a society that Obama created. I'm sorry that I left a comment. I would love to listen to you without your teeth in my face, and I got perma-banned. Well, damn, Patrick, you are very valiant. You are a very valiant individual. You're a very valiant individual. In the 90s, it would have been directly calling the person what it is. That is, I'm sorry. It's a conveyed way of prostitution. It's a conveyed way of prostitution. It's prostitution combined with emotional manipulation. I'm sorry to be so blunt and brutal, but it is that pretty much. Ah, true, the kitty. The kitty appears over there. In that sense, in that sense. So yeah, pretty much, pretty much. Absolutely sad. Absolutely sad because in some cases they even require the attention. They they psychologically require the attention. Okay. So yeah, they psychologically require the attention. You can think that perhaps she just has a lot of droolers, which is true, like guys without self-esteem, and 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 basically just being emotionally manipulated, which is the case. It is the case. It is the case that they are being emotionally manipulated due to low self-esteem. That is true on one hand. That is true on one hand. I think I could climb it. I think this wasn't the correct path, I remember, but I always do it like this. I don't know why. I just have to climb that thing every time I do this dungeon. Don't ask me why, but I always like doing it like this. I don't like taking the normal path. It's full of... actually, you save time, because you actually skip a lot of mobs there. Otherwise, you have to do it all the way like this. Find a way forward. Ah, right. I remember. No. Yeah, okay. Yeah, you have to solve the puzzle of the ruins and all of that shit. Okay, so I checked her Instagram just for fun, and I instantly saw 4 different dancing videos. Well, it's that she's also a victim. Patrick, she's also a victim. Make no mistake. What she's doing is like having a psychological romanticized version of prostitution in her mind, a romanticized version that makes her not be aware that he's doing such thing. So she's denigrating herself. She's also a victim of the Obama administration's of Obama's administration influence. In that sense, the button was over here. You have to find 2 secret buttons. So pretty much that's one thing. And yeah, she's just another victim of it. In that sense, it's just another victim. And imagine she has an interior design degree. She's not even that low life. Well, no, that's the problem. That's the problem. That's the problem. That's the problem. Interior well, but that's the thing. See, that's why it should be mandatory to teach philosophy regardless of the career. And that's why I always say that it should be mandatory to teach metaphysical philosophy regardless of the career that people choose. Why? Because you can be the most intelligent scientist in the world and etc. But if you don't have the moral virtues and temperance to rationalize it all and constantly ask yourself why things happen, well, you can be very... I can name you all types of contract and etc. But I don't have the virtues to... But I don't have the virtues to temper, to properly rationalize the most basic aspects of life. It can happen. It can happen. You can be an incredible scientist and everything, but if you don't have the moral virtues to exercise choice and temperance over them, you can be a danger to yourself and society. In that sense, she's a danger to herself, in the case that you are describing, and society. To herself, due to denigrating her own human condition, and to society, due to the emotional manipulation of giving them the idea that that should be a valuable, the most valuable part of her as a person. So imagine that it goes both ways. It goes both ways in that sense. It causes a double harm. But well, it's a society that most of that most of yeah that the leftists voted with Obama. Basically, Obama did all of this by moving the Overton window to the left. It wasn't like this in the 90s. The activity could be clearly identified as prostitution in that sense. But it was romanticized. When you romanticize the morality around it, that happens. Just like when you romanticize crime. It's a strategy. It's called, I told it to you, the technical denomination is pre-revolutionary maneuver. It's called a pre-revolutionary maneuver. What is your opinion about gambling streamers? No, would go to jail. They would go to jail. Same. Another denigration of the human condition. It's another denigration of the human condition that goes against meritocracy completely. Gambling is the very enemy of meritocracy in that sense. To the point, it completely denigrates its value, as I'm telling you. The real strategy that was used here was romanticizing. Be aware and stay alert when you see that a topic is romanticized in society. That it is romanticized like this. The pseudo prostitution or whatever that you are mentioning to me. That's romanticizing it. Or when you tell me about the bro language and all of that, that is romanticizing drug cartel gangster vocabulary. Romanticizing. That was the strategy. It's called a pre-revolutionary maneuver. It's called pre-revolution. I think I mentioned it to you over at Discord once. It's called pre-revolutionary maneuver. It's called a pre-revolutionary maneuver. How does it work? I start to test the limits of the authority. Okay? It works like this, people. It's like this. Pre-revolutionary maneuver. So China puts Puppet Obama to cause pre-revolutionary maneuvers against American society. Okay, so day one. I tell people that a delinquent is a product of I don't know. They generally call it like, yeah, it's a product of the own to make it seem as convincing as they do it. It's a product of the cruelness of the human condition of society. Like that, with those words. A delinquent is a product of the human condition of society. So society was tough with him, and that justifies him then coming back and killing us. So because of that, well, maybe he doesn't deserve to go to jail for killing someone. In that sense, see how it works? That is romanticizing it. That is romanticizing a crime. Why? Because at the end of the day, objectively, okay, now I have to find the keystones. Because at the end of the day, objectively, he had a choice to pull a trigger and kill someone or not. He was in control of himself. You cannot take responsibility from the individual like that, because then you are romanticizing crime. And in the case of the streamer here that you are mentioning or whatever, in that sense, the hot tubs in general and what they do publicly streaming anyone in general streaming themselves semi-naked as a whole. directly that there's a button here, people. Don't worry, I know what I'm doing. There's a very, very small button that you have to find. Question is where? It's a very, very small button that you have to find. Two of them. It's always like this. It's always it's a shit, this section, but it's like this. So it's called the pre-revolutionary maneuver. They start testing the limits of the authority. So you do that, and day one, nothing happens. Then day two, I do something even worse. Instead of saying that the delinquent is a product of human cruelness of society or whatever, instead of that, I directly hire a corrupt judge as to do a leading case with it. Okay, so I created jurisprudence. So there's a jurisprudence in which the judge said that due to all of these and etc. It is correct. So there begins to be a clash of opinions between the judges that believe that that is crazy and those that could deem it as acceptable. Okay, I know, maybe we have to do the other one first. Yeah, this one implies a bit of backtracking. You have to go back because I'm sure it was over there. No, you have to do it in a certain order then. Okay, wait, you have to do them in a certain order. That's the key. So imagine that. Then I go to a university and tell people and start teaching this massively to people, not just one use case, not just one judge that I gave him money to do so. Then the universities, all of the system, I start to make it not just deep in the amount of fallacy, but in the content of the fallacy, but in the amount. So everyone now is, there it is convinced of the, I begin to massively say all of this shit. Okay, so I influence not one judge, but several. And like that, I go.
It can't have gone too far.
I start corrupting a system. Hey, I can mount here. Good. I start corrupting a system. Okay. It's like that. It's called a pre-revolutionary maneuver. I start testing the limits of authority, even more, even more, even more. And when authority does not react, that's when it starts to constantly degrade. In that sense, it starts to constantly degrade. So I bet you get the idea by now, people. I get you get the idea by now. It's because it's like that. Basically, I start testing and testing and testing and testing and testing and testing and testing until it gets completely out of hand. In that sense, until I got it to the point I originally wanted, with everything gone to shit, like we have now. It's like that. It works like that. Pretty much. Yeah, I think I never found this first. I could have sworn that this first tablet was over here. Locate the second keystone. Use the keystone on the door. Don't tell me I have to. Maybe I have to use it first before I proceed. The mystery of the ruins of Null here. So it's like that. I start testing the limit. In the case of that, is see how much I can romanticize. I know, use the keystones. It needs to be both of them. Okay, so that confirms that we need to find the other one. So it's romantic. See how much I can romanticize emotional manipulation and denigration of the human condition. It's like that. Now, what's the reaction of most people then? Because this is the other part of it, of the pre-revolutionary maneuver. We need to ensure that those who resist it, well, that they are seen as stupid by society or whatever the fuck. And like that, we try to ridicule them. They try to ridicule us. That is the point. That is the point that shouldn't. Hey, it's this one. I'm pretty sure it's this one. It has a shape, has everything. I'm pretty sure this shouldn't be like this, huh? I'm pretty sure it's that one, huh? It's that one. I can't even see it. Please tell me it's not bugged, because this could happen. Let me re-enter the flashpoint. I'm sure it's that one. So, in the case of gambling, romanticizing the idea of meritocracy. You see the gambler be successful, and there it romanticizes the idea of meritocracy and earning money through your sheer effort. In that sense, see that everything that it always starts in the same way, by romanticizing uh, by romanticizing uh, no, not here, this one, no, by romanticizing huge defects of society, by romanticizing them. So it's like that, Patrick. It's called a pre-revolutionary maneuver. It's what China did to the United States with Obama's puppet. It's called pre-revolutionary maneuvers. That's a technical denomination in war. Pre-revolutionary maneuvers. You test the limits. You test the limits. You start testing the limits, and etc. You test them. One day, you romanticize drug cartels. Then you romanticize the prostitution. Then they socially romanticize another thing. And like that, they test. They test and they test and they test. They test the limits. It's about testing the limits of society. It's about testing the limits of what authority uh, can do. It's about testing the limits. It's like that. That's the strategy. Okay, I'm beginning to think it's bugged because I'm sure it's here. I've done this before. I'm pretty sure it's bugged because of how I entered the flashpoint. Let me restart it. I'm pretty sure this is bugged because of how I entered the flashpoint. Unless I'm missing something, but I don't think so, because I'm sure it's over there. It's because of the skip I took. So yes, in the case of gambling, it's romanticizing it's relativizing meritocracy. See, that is always related to relativizing. If you romanticize those defects, you're relativizing them. You're relativizing evil. That is the problem. That's the strategy that you should identify, Patrick, that you are mentioning to me about the situation. And you can have all of the education in the world and doesn't have to do with that, because that's how a pre-revolutionary maneuver works. That's how a pre-revolutionary maneuver works. There we go. That's how a pre-revolutionary maneuver works. They start testing the limits of it. What would you say to the person who doesn't believe in that you can save your child from drugs? With good education. What we were discussing the other day, that oh no, it recorded the progress here. There's something just wrong with this. Oh, interesting. Dang it. Now I get to the question. Dang it. I'm quite sure it's over here. Maybe it's because of the skip I did? Maybe I need to reset the instance. I can reset the instance. What do we say to the person who doesn't believe in that you can save your child from drugs with good education? Well, that precisely, as I told you at the beginning, children are that the worst thing you can do is taking things for granted with children. Yes, reset it. Reset the instance. It has to be an instance. Here we go. That you cannot take things for granted with children. If your child got to the point of consuming the candy, basically you took things for granted, and you have to do the opposite of that. Ha, damn it, it's recorded here, and I cannot reset this. Cannot be reset right now. But my god, I will Google it just to verify it's bugged. Hang on, because I don't, because I am quite sure the second puzzle is there. What we say to the person that it has to do with choice, that he cannot take for granted. He cannot take for granted the child understands how terrible those things are. That's why I told you you need to be explicit. First of all, explicit about the love that the parents have for the children. But then the rest of the things, that one included, you need to be explicit. Explain why it is like that, why, and why. Explicit. The parents of those cases mm, took for granted a lot of things. That is the problem. It doesn't believe the person that you can save the child from that with good education. That education rules the nation precisely. That they cannot take things for granted. That and they cannot behave like teenagers when they have children. Once they have children, because taking all of that for granted, taking all of that for granted, taking all of that for granted, uh, just makes you believe that no matter what you do, it's impossible to, it's impossible to, it's impossible to deal. Keystone Door. After the first boss, do not take the route that looks like it leads directly to the next objective point. Take the left path, or you will have to backtrack, which is annoying. Okay, yeah, I know. I will then you're looking for a large glowing blue block on a wall. Most groups play do not go into these ruins unless you see a keystone. Otherwise, it's someone's enemies. You can even avoid stepping into it. Shit. No, but where's the location? It was there. The person needs to understand in that case that he needs to educate his children. Patrick, education gives us a choice of those things, and it doesn't have to do with how much knowledge we have in our heads. It's just explaining to the child explicitly why he's loved, why that causes a health damage to him, and objectively, why objectively it is like that. It's like when you told me, remember, that it's like when you told me directly that that precisely the hang on No, I don't care about keystone locations. Here, let me check. Blah 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 blah. Like when you objectively told me that the candy dealer told you, oh well, but for me it makes me feel good and etc. Yeah, but objectively you told him, does it kill people? Does it objectively kill people? Does it objectively kill people? Yes, it objectively kills people. It objectively causes people to die. It has to, you have to tell. I would tell the person that he needs to explain the objective consequences of it. Okay. The problem is that the person himself probably doesn't see the objective consequences of it. So when you cannot rationalize it, then you can't rationalize, cannot explain it to another person. Then of course, then you cannot explain to another person. That's absolutely. It absolutely happens by logic. If you cannot explain it for yourself, how are you going to explain it to the other person? You can't, in that sense. You can't. So, pretty much. Pretty much. It's like that, sadly. Hey, there it is. But I clicked on this one. Ah, no, it has to be random. Okay, no, it's working. Let's go, people. It's working. Sorry, my bad. It generally, so they are random locations that change. Okay, I didn't know that because I remember doing it on the other side last time. Okay, it can be like any. Okay, I get it. Nah, I know it could be like that. Okay, so they were both at the same location in my case here. Okay, no worries. Yeah, this flashpoint is like this. So because I saw it and the position was completely different. It was where I was looking for. So it's somehow random. Okay, so it's just the area in general. Okay, no worries. So it's like that. If a person, that's why it's important for people to be able to rationalize their feelings, Patrick. That's why it's important for people to be able to rationalize their feelings, so they are not leaves on in a river being taken wherever the current leads them. That's why it's important.
This is the source of the shield.
Because once they can rationalize their own feelings, they can explain that rationality to children in that sense. It's like a chain. It starts a chain if they can rationalize them. Like that. I would say all of that to the person. And second, that it's his responsibility on top of it. That he cannot behave like a teenager once he has children. He shouldn't behave like a teenager once he's not
Dead
one.
Jedi, dead soldiers. This one was on the dig team. The attack must have started here.
The bodies. They weren't all killed by blasters or lightsabers.
It's boss time, people. It's so weird to do the flashpoint with a story when I generally do them as groups. In that sense. Yes, indeed. Indeed, this boss is quite difficult on master mode. You'll see.
Trespassers.
Indeed, trespasser.
Droids!
Indeed, trespassers. You have to make this one explode close to the power core to be able to damage it. Well, to destroy it. I think in master mode you also have to in master mode when I did it you had to also attack it on top with the droids attacking you. So pretty much. Well, no, I did it too fast.
Attempting slaughter.
I hope it's close enough. There we go. In master mode, this fight is brutal. It's brutal.
Ineffective.
Such a shitty voice acting that one. Such a shitty voice acting there. They should have made it more robot-like for the machine. But yes, no, the person needs to understand that the child is not. There's another person stuck there. Yeah, this flashpoint is like that. The person needs the parents need to understand that the child cannot be simply be left to figure out those things on his own. Once he understands that objectively drugs kill people and all of that, then he can form his own criteria on how to deal with it. For example, when another one approaches offering them to him, the person can discern then how to reject them. For example, if his friends tell him no, nothing's going to happen, and etc. And etc. At the end of the day, you have to trust in what your child has learned, and that he will, due to understanding that objectively they kill them. That is not a matter of what you think as parent. That it doesn't have to do with that. Then you have to trust in what you uh, taught to him. But the initial state is a blank slate that needs to be filled with that objective information, those objective facts, in that sense. Okay?
Darth Null was clearly a genius, far ahead of her time. How is it possible that we have no records of her? I'm beginning to suspect that this was intentional. Her whole existence erased purposefully.
So it's like that.
Perhaps one of her creations made her a threat to the Dark Council.
It's a clean slate. You cannot pretend a clean slate without any help.
With the power to wipe someone from history so completely.
If that's true, I can see why Malgus would want to learn more about her.
The only other person to make Emperors and Dark Council members that nervous is you.
Krovos has confirmed that reinforcements are on the way. We can't be far from the ruins. Let's hurry on.
Let's get a move on. So basically, you cannot expect a clean slate to have any mental defenses against that which you are mentioning to me. If you did nothing regarding it, you have to create those mental defenses. And then trust in your creation. That's another story. And there you see the strength of what you taught. But as a bare minimum base, don't take things for granted. The person there is taking things for granted. You cannot take things for granted like that. The child does not know that they objectively kill people. That is a problem, because in the case you are mentioning to me, the parent wouldn't like the child to be taking the candy, let's say, in that sense. So these women showing their tits online, men gambling, people using gang slangs, can relate to a bad parenting, or there is always a there's always a defect in bad parenting or absence of it at all. Yes, it's lack of attention as kids. Always. There's always a defect in the lack of attention as kids. If there's a proper attention as kids, it is impossible for that to happen. It is impossible. It is absolutely impossible for that to happen if the person received attention as kid. It is impossible. It is impossible. See that you find the proof. You find proof. You find proof in that even people, orphans, or people who sadly didn't have parents or anything, even those, if you want proof, even those without any parent or anything at all, without anything at all, if they can if they can
That's our
somehow
way forward.
find someone who will replace, like orphans, for example, of a war, of World War II, if they can somehow find a person who replaces the psychological figure of the parents, can even get through it. So imagine if it's the very reason why it happens. One of the first quotes I know by heart is the Napoleon one. I was always used when I saw these people. Yes, well, if it's the one I think it is, it's one of my favorites. That the fate of a child is determined 20 years before he's born, by the parents that he's going to have, by the mother. In his case, he was very attached to his mother. In that sense, yes, I agree with that one. If it's that one, yes. The fate of a child is determined 20 years before his birth by the mother that he's going to have, and I would include
Plenty of places for our
also the
enemies to
parent,
hide.
the father, both parents in general. Yes, without a doubt, without a doubt. That one, very, very useful. Yeah. No, I have used it as well. Yes. I fully believe it. Yeah. 100%. I do believe it. The ones that you are mentioning to me of the candy dealing and etc. See that I know it by heart as well because I just said it out of nowhere. Yes, indeed. Yes. It's like that. It's absolutely like that. But Patrick, there's hope. Even if the person, even if his fate was somehow affected, even if he was somehow affected, a person without those, and he's going to have to suffer a bit extra to go through a long path of correcting it. It can happen. It can happen. The thing is, someone in their
Enemy
lives
reinforcements.
They must be wondering what happened to their people too.
psychologically replacing that figure and taking the responsibility of filling the clean slate. In that sense, somehow. Eh? Back then, I was envious that guys can have these lovely ladies around him. I felt left out and lonely, but now I feel disgust for this denigrated one. Good, good. I am proud of that. I am proud of that. I am proud of that
That's
because
our way
it's.
forward.
This isn't good.
Yeah, we'll do the bonus boss, people. This is the bonus boss. This is the bonus boss. Indeed, indeed, indeed. Pretty much. Indeed. indeed. It is like that. It is like that. You should feel. You should also feel pity deep inside. Pity as victims of a system they cannot see. Pity is pretty much the most uh, present feeling I also have in these cases as well. Pity, basically pity, in that sense. The same goes for bullies and those. They are reflecting that lack of attention as children onto others. They are desperately asking for your attention, in that sense, because of how miserable their existence is, how pitiful they are deep inside. He needs, that's the problem, he needs the ladies, as you say, the lovely ladies around him to feel something, to feel that he has any value. See how sad it is deep inside. Or a bully needs to be aggressive with people to feel that he's someone or something deep inside. To feel that he's something deep inside. And in the end, as the good phrase of Star Wars The Old Republic says, in Knights of the Old Republic 1, in the end they are nothing. Absolutely nothing. That person has no self-esteem, has no self-appreciation for his own existence, has no value at all. No value at all. This one can kill you in one blow, I think. True. I remember this shit. Well, fortunately in Master Mode it doesn't kill you in one blow. That area of effect damage. This part is terrible. So, pretty much. Okay, it doesn't kill you in story mode. You can take it with ease. So, in the end, the person is nothing. Is nothing. Because he needs from an external factor to feel good with himself, to boost his own confidence. A truly confident people does not depend on external factors to value himself. That person that you're describing is completely dependent on an external factor. Imagine if the ladies don't give him attention then. Or the women, they don't get the attention of the boys. Completely empty carcass of life, miserable existence. It's completely dependent on something external, extrinsic to his own existence. So they don't value themselves. In that case, neither of them. The denigrated women and the gorilla. Indeed. How can they appreciate themselves if they depend on external factors to feel good? How? They can't. Oh well, that's the most unlucky. That's very unlucky. That one? There. That one is a good one. Good. Saved. Good. Pretty much. So that is the idea. That's why what you're telling me is correct. You felt left out. No, on the contrary. On the contrary. On the contrary. Okay, the healer got killed by the explosion. Let's resummon him. On the contrary, it's because of this. You should feel good with yourself due to an internal factor, due to what you've absorbed in life, in that sense. Defeat the Republic's command.
Watch your step. These droids are dangerous.
They aren't gonna stop us.
So, pretty much, you shouldn't depend on any external factor. That gives you true freedom of consciousness, in that sense. The person is the gorilla is completely dependent on the approval of them. What would be left of the gorilla without the women, Patrick? Or what would be left of the women without the gorilla? Nothing. Nothing. And it will happen to them as they grow up. Molgus, how are you doing?
You. I should have known. I did not come here for you. Stand aside or die.
The artifacts. Darth Nod.
Why do we have to kill Molgus again? He's good.
Why are you here?
He's a good guy.
Yield, and you may live long enough to find out. My destiny, the fate of the galaxy, lies before me. Nothing can stop what is to come. Not even you.
Can't we join him? The poor guy has been tortured by Asina and etc. Right, we get to fight Morgus for the 10th time again. I'm going to sleep now. Have a nice night. See ya next week. Erase your face. Thank you, Patrick, from the bottom of my heart for all the great conversations that, and all of the topics that you bring to me, because it makes it much richer. It makes it richer in that sense, sorry, with all of them. And well, as I tell you, it brings me joy to precisely to help to give people a different insight, a different view on all of these things because of that, because it makes people free of those things, of the limitations of our own perception. So yeah, thank you from the bottom of my heart, Patrick, for your company. Appreciate it a lot, and see you on Tuesday. See you on Tuesday, and have a great weekend. And thank you also for not only the company but also watching the VODs offline then afterwards. Yeah, that is also 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 incredible. Thank you from the bottom of my heart. And as I told you, if the stream ever grows incredibly, of course, I can tell the difference between those two things. Is what I mentioned to you. It's like that. A friend of all is a friend of none, precisely. So as I've been telling you, you can't just simply do that. Okay, people, let's go with Molgus. Again. Again. I wish I could join you, as I wanted to join the Dread Masters again at the same time. I wanted to join the Dread Masters actually, people. I think he's taking damage so fast that he's getting back. I cannot stand him right now. No. We should have boss immunity. Coalesce lightning. Nice.
Is nothing.
He doesn't have any mobs, huh? That's all.
We did it. The long hunt is over.
No, don't tell me he dies again. Don't tell me he dies again. The untethered. He dies again for the 10th time. No, please, please. I feel bad for him. Dang. Nobody touched the poor guy. Oh, force binds. Oh, eradicators. I finally see eradicators. Back. What are they trying to do to the poor guy? They take them quite seriously, poor guy. Poor Molgus, he got arrested again. In this case, at least they don't die, and at least he doesn't die. Well,
Will it hold him?
Until he tells us everything he knows. Or he dies.
Will he actually tell us anything?
but you
Probably
don't
not
get
at
the
first,
option to.
but eventually he will accept the full gravity of his situation. A fresh dig team will resume the work on Elon shortly.
You don't get the
Malgus
chance
made
to.
quite a mess, but with luck we'll soon know everything there is to know about Darth Nul.
If her inventions can be militarized, with our replenished kolto reserves, the Republic will have precious little hope left. The cell is satisfactory, Lord Eldred. I will share my appraisal with the rest of the Dark Council. Darth Savik should be cautious. You could be a marvelous contender for her position. With Malgus captured, what is next for the Hand of the Empire?
What you should have done by now. Winning the war.
Indeed. And since I have laid the groundwork, it should be very easy for you.
You think this is over?
Can't we join the poor guy? I wanted to kill Asina right there and join him as Emperor of the. And send back to how it was 1.0 in that sense. Ah, the trailer from the intro.
I have revealed a truth long buried.
The truth long
A
buried.
path to power, concealed by thrones and hidden by councils.
Did they attack her
Overshadowed
on?
by a war with no true victor. I have seen a vision of the future, a galaxy in flames.
Not bad how they.
What I have begun will not end with me. This is only the beginning.
Interesting. Interesting theory. And I have enough time as to keep going. So I think I did all for flashpoints by now. I think I did all for flashpoints. Okay. What now? I still have to get the Kesan landings. What? This is it? What fuck? No, what are you doing? What now? I'm at the Imperial Fleet? What the fuck is this shit? Yeah, this is definitely the Imperial Fleet, chat. Yeah. Yeah, this is the Imperial Fleet, chat. What the? Can I summon my Dread Guard companion? Can I summon my old Dread Guard companion? Where? Yeah. I need to also.
Ready.
Okay. What the fuck? Can I talk to him? No. And this is just empty space. You are just left right here. I wonder where I will appear now. Will it send me back to the main part of the Imperial fleet? Yeah, it probably sent me to the center of the Imperial fleet. Because of how much time it's taking. Because of how much time it's taking. Yep, it's going to lag. So... where to now? Dang, I shouldn't have done that. Yeah, took me to the center of the Imperial fleet with all of the people. Took me to the center of the Imperial fleet with all of the people. Oh, look at that, there's Saley. See, I sometimes recognize people. See?
Attention. Travel to Tatooine is strictly banned
Look
by
at that, I
Imperial
have him
edict
here
until the
as
Rakghoul
friend.
outbreak has been contained.
He's probably peeping. So, digging deeper. Click to launch. Begin to launch. It's just that I generally don't come here. Digging deeper. You're sure to begin digging deeper. And report to the location as soon as you accept. So, I presume I was in a containment room that leads me here. Probably one of the different stations. Okay, what now? Oh, back again to the ruins of Newell. Back again to the ruins of Newell. Currently have an active phase and may not queue for activity finder until it's reset. Reset the menu for time. Okay. Ready. Here, attention, trying to touch. I know that one was a message from.
Are you alright?
Honestly, I'm not great.
I see. Then it is fortunate I came along.
I think so too. This feeling gets worse the closer we get to Elam.
Elam.
Everything about Elam is unpredictable. Will you two be alright?
What Kira is experiencing is unusual, but there's no cause for worry.
I will finally unlock the Pilgrim's Retreat.
Besides, we really shouldn't pass up a chance to figure out what's happening with us. When you came back from Elam, Scourge and I both got this weird feeling, like we just uncovered a memory. It's unclear, but familiar. Like a dream.
I tried to help Kira and Scourge clarify the details of what they sensed, to bring their feelings into focus. But my guidance could only do so much. We all agreed that further exploration was necessary.
The Pilgrim's
Scourge
Retreat, people.
traveled to a place
Yes,
I'm
finally, the
unfamiliar
daily
with.
area I need.
There are ruins there that he suspects may have a connection to Darth Null.
I wish the big guy was here. I can't remember the last time I did something like this without him.
It is for the best. Your paths will join again, though you must walk alone for now. My hope is that being in the presence of this fortress on Elam will make sense of the strange feelings you are having.
And whatever these feelings are, if they have something to do with Darth Null, then maybe they could help you figure out what Malgus was trying to do.
Why not asking? We have him contained over there at vacant
Guess
space.
we're about to find out, one way or another. The hand of the Empire's recovery team should have plenty to tell us.
Oh, back at the ruins of Null. Dang. I wanted to have Pilgrim's Retreat. Finally, when do you unlock the
Before
fucking
we discuss
Pilgrim's
anything
Retreat?
else, it would be best if Kira and I familiarized ourselves with this place.
We'll
Be
meet
my
you at the
guest.
camp after we look around for a bit. I promise we won't break anything.
By all means. Okay, you go back to ruins of Null Flashpoint. Well, what's left of it, I guess. It's a dedicated instance. Oh, Talos. Finally a familiar face.
Talos?
Greetings, my lord.
Talos.
You must be eager to see how we are progressing. This has certainly been one of the most intriguing expeditions I've ever participated in, even after all my time in the Reclamation Service. And working with Colonel Gola has been a truly enlightening experience.
What did you find in the ruins?
Oh, many remarkable things, but some not as unfamiliar as I expected. Believe it or not, this fortress may not have been as isolated as we first believed. Sifting through the wreckage, I've uncovered several artifacts that bear striking similarities to relics discovered on previous archaeological digs, on worlds far from this one. Once the relics here are thoroughly documented, I will conduct a full investigation into these connections. Perhaps you could provide a map that identifies other locations Amalgus targeted. Oh, I shudder to think what other priceless sites he may have ransacked if you hadn't stopped him.
Excellent work. I'm glad to see you're as diligent as ever.
Thank you, my lord. If you are so inclined, I would encourage you to examine some of the relics for yourself. You'll find them around the camp. Someone with your ability should have no trouble recognizing the mystifying sensations I've described. Do let me know if I can be of any further assistance.
Perfect. Examine the relics. Unseen energy. Feel uncomfortable pulsing sensation in your mind. It gets worse the longer you stand near the relic. Okay, what now? Lazy choices. This tablet was recovered from the ruins of the fortress. Touch it. Can't even touch the artifact. You feel a sharp object. Well, okay. Just touch them. Sorry, appear to have been thrown from the ruins of the fortress. It looms silently. Let us touch again. Relic Hugh looms. If a memory just out of reach, familiar symbols swirl your mind. Concentrate on the symbols. Fix one of the symbols in your mind. Continue concentrating. You instantly pull your hand away. I appear to have been thrown silently over you. Feels familiar, but you aren't sure what or why. Something familiar. Okay, Colonel Gola. Let's see what he has to say.
Colonel Barden Gola, Imperial Reclamation Service. I'm glad to make your acquaintance.
We've been incredibly fortunate to have Colonel Gola join us. His expertise has been nothing short of invaluable to this team.
Thank you, Lord Rivik. Such high praise, especially considering the results of this mission.
What do you mean?
I've led many expeditions that were largely successful despite their dangers, but this one is unusual. Our time here has been relatively uneventful, yet we haven't learned much. Every fragment of every artifact found in these ruins has been examined twice over, but we still can't conclusively say why Darth Null built the machine inside this fortress. But with you here, perhaps we'll grow closer to solving this mystery. Anything you and Lord Rivix could tell me about your time here would be helpful.
No, I don't believe it.
What's happening?
feeling I couldn't explain. I didn't think it would be this. This was from Darth Null's machine? That Malgus destroyed?
It was.
Darth Null. She was a child of the Emperor.
Valkorion had other children. Arkans never mentioned them.
Not that kind of children. The children of the Emperor were a secret weapon. Kind of like the servants we stopped from killing Master Satil. They've both been around for centuries. The big difference is the servants blindly follow the Emperor. That wasn't the case for the children. The Sith would take people and implant them with a small piece of the old Emperor's power. Then he could control them, make them do whatever he wanted. Most of the children weren't even aware of what had been done to them. Not until it was too late.
But the Emperor is gone. If he had any control left over the remaining children, that connection has been severed.
This begs the question. Why would Malgus take such an interest in a pawn of the former Emperor? A centuries-old pawn at that. If only there was someone who could tell us more.
Your dramatics are getting tiresome, Rivix. If you know something, say it.
As you wish. According to the records we obtained, 2 dig teams were originally sent to Elam, one from the Republic and one from the Empire. Every member of both teams has been accounted for except one. A young Jedi named Sahar Katin. All of our personnel files indicate that she's the Padawan of the Jedi historian who led the Republic's expedition team, Master Denom Or.
If she's the only surviving witness, she could have much to tell us.
And you're gonna ask her nicely, right? No Sith interrogation techniques.
That is something to decide when we locate the Padawan. But finding leads will take time. Until then, I have a suggestion. Speak to Malgus.
Good.
You think
Finally.
he'll say anything?
Not willingly, but the certainty he's placed in his own schemes can be used against him. If that fails, I'm sure that a little encouragement will compel him to reveal something useful. The path forward grows ever longer, it seems.
Poor Malgus. Whatever he's planning, I bet is good. Poor Malgus. Ah, he already killed everyone. Or not. Ah, the Padawan. What's that?
Rakan? It's me. It's Sahar.
Her father?
Wait. Rakan. Please. Stop. What is wrong with you? I risked everything to be here and you won't even listen to me.
What's this?
If I hadn't saved
Who's
you,
that?
who knows what these slavers would have...
What in blazes you talking about? I'm not a slave.
But I thought...
You left. You don't know anything. This should have been my fight. My chance at greatness. But you stole it from me. Again.
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry, Rakan.
Ah,
For
it's
everything. I shouldn't have spoken to you like that.
it's the other
and
Twi'lek
I'm sorry for
child
leaving you
from
behind.
the beginning.
I regret it. All the time.
Ah,
I would
yeah,
give
remember.
anything to go back and do things differently.
It's her brother,
I know I can never completely make it up to you, but
I think.
please,
Can I at least try? You're all I have left. Whatever you need, I can help you.
I don't need you.
What is this?
But I do know someone who can use you. Follow me. Keep up and keep quiet, or you're finished.
It was like the other Jedi child that they separated at birth. Okay, so what now? We go to talk to Mongoose. This is... When do I unlock Interpreter's Retreat? Is a great question. I would like Interpreter's Retreat unlocked. You can get a lot of tech fragments there. Hmm. Hmm. Prison level.
Representatives
There.
tending to the Rakul situation are in need of volunteers. Caution. In volunteering, you place both your life and citizenship at risk.
There you are. We tried warming him up, but it went about as well as you'd expect.
He wasn't particularly forthcoming. Perhaps you'll have better luck.
Poor guy. He should be emperor.
There's no reason for us to fight anymore. It would be better for everyone, especially you, if you told us what you were planning. Are you really not going to say anything? Give us some privacy.
This is
Are you
frustrating.
certain?
I think this is the best way to get him to say something.
We'll leave you to it. Don't let your guard down.
They are taking things so slowly with this expansion. Heavily story-based.
All I want is to understand your intentions. What you were doing and why.
Indeed, the
Why
intentions.
are you so interested in a child of the Emperor?
This is to piss off the player.
You are hopeless.
What did you say?
You're a fool. A witless, miserable wretch. And your desperate flailing against the inevitable is pathetic. You failed to see what was right before your eyes. Darth Null was no child of the Emperor. She was the first, the mother of them all. Darth Null created the children of the Emperor.
And?
She hunted the quarry. She broke them. indoctrinated them. His power, his will, but her methods, her inventions, until the Emperor no longer found her useful.
Everything Null had on Elon was destroyed. No one can use those machines anymore.
Do you think a Sith like Darth Null had no other designs? Do you think the secrets buried in that fortress will stay hidden forever? This is
So we're actually
beyond
trying to
your
help.
control. Everything my plan required to succeed has happened. My vision will come to pass. Nothing you do will stop this.
But can't I join the poor guy? You should be able to join the poor guy. He's suffering. Yo, how's it going, Umbra? Nice to see you. How are you doing? I have my final in 10 hours. Wow. 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 Valiant of you. Well, it's good. It's good to read. I'll die. No. No. I felt like that every time. I want you to think. I have a method for you. I want you to think of the vastness of the void of the cosmos. Yeah, yes, I have a method for you. Stressed as fuck. Indeed, indeed, indeed. There in Wrocław, Poland, in the German border. There, the western border of Poland. Okay. I want you to think of the vastness of the universe. The absolute vastness of the universe, the void, the endless void creating worlds far outside of our reach. And compare how minuscule an exam is for you. That is the line of reasoning that you need to follow. That is the line of reasoning that you have to follow.
Remember who's in control. Step out of line again, and I will kill you.
So basically that. In 10 hours you have your final. Okay, okay. Well, then it's infinitely valuable that you visit me. Layman's integrals calculating the area bounded by curves, logarithmic functions, monotonicity of functions, extreme of functions, my favorite. Okay. I see. Very, very stressed. Try to deal with it. Think about the vastness of deep space. Think how eternal the universe has been with us. Our existence is very minuscule in comparison, and the exam that should help you ease the stress levels. Besides, you're right at the beginning. You'll have several of them ahead of you. The most stressful ones are the final ones out of the career. I remember my last one was terrible. Am I supposed to cultivate easy questions? Yeah, you are supposed to cultivate the inner mind piece of thinking how vast the void of the cosmos is. That's what you are meant to do right now. If you have already studied and have everything prepared, you have to now think about the vastness of the cosmos, and then the questions that they are going to make to you will come to you. They'll come to you, and you'll be able to solve them. No problem at all. Yes, I can get to that. I can relate to that feeling. It's a is the shittiest feeling in the world. The time before, the moments before an exam is the shittiest in the world. The shittiest. I studied, but I'm not ready. Well, we are never ready. I don't know everything I need. Indeed, that's the feeling. Yeah, you have to think this. No battle plan survives contact with the enemy. No battle plan survives the pressure of contact with the enemy. You have to think about that. There will always be the feeling. You will always have that feeling through a career, throughout a career, and you have to accept it. Accept the uncertainty of it. See, that I've felt it several times in my life, 53 times. Besides, I had an extra component. All my exams were oral. If it's written, well, and I have to write it sensibly because I'm applying for a scholarship, well, I graduated with an academic merit scholarship. Precisely, I had to sustain it for 5 years with an average of 8 out of 10. So I can get to that. I can relate to that feeling. I can relate to that feeling. 100%. 100%. It's exactly like that.
He rebelled against the Empire with willing soldiers, and he failed. This time, he wanted to completely control his followers.
Maybe.
Right now I have 4.2 out of 5 and I'm trying to go for 4.5 out of 5. Where in my first year I had to... I finished with 9.63 out of 10. So yeah. So yeah, pretty much.
And even we didn't find anything about Null.
Same with the second year, something very similar, 9.50, something like that. And yeah, I can relate to that. That is the most brutal feeling in the world, probably.
Not everything, apparently.
What do you mean?
It is. Well, if math wouldn't exist, I would have the 4.92 out of 5. It's like that, it's like that. There's always a subject that... There's always a subject that makes it harder in that sense. It is like that, Abra. It is like that. You have to... But if you are nervous, it's worse. It's worse if you are nervous. You have to dilute it. Math is making it hard to pass. I know, but if you are nervous, it's worse. It's worse. You can never know anything, everything. You have to use logic. You have to use logic.
The children of the Emperor had a Jedi in their ranks.
He wasn't the only one. Master Orr mentioned a holocron. I didn't see one at the recovery team's camp.
Neither did I.
Don't get nervous, because if you get nervous, it's worse. You will forget things. Think about it like this. Besides, it's written. I had to do them all oral. And in 1 second, you didn't... You looked that full. It was also... How the fuck am I supposed to use logic in math? That doesn't even have any numbers. Oh yeah, but it follows logic. It follows logic. Yeah, I get that. You are doing... You said you were doing functions, monotonicity of function. Well, but think of it like this. You cannot do functional programming without thinking like that. The thing is that you like the backend. That's why you have that difficulty. And functions are the heartbeat of the front end instead. It's the opposite. It's the opposite. But think of it like this. If you have ever done any function that creates other functions, well, inside of it, that's functional programming for you. So it is somehow related. It doesn't have numbers, but it has
This has all been
variables,
a lot.
I'm sure of it.
I think I'll go meditate for a while.
Like, in the Y and the X axis, it has variables.
Do you have anything to report about your team's investigation?
I remember my
Yes.
last 2 years at high
Our
school
news is
were
concerning.
those that you mentioned precisely.
I have been unable
Integrals,
to reach my team for quite some time.
function
What
after
did they
function
say
after
when you spoke
function
to
after
them?
function,
They said
functions
the
of
planet we
functions.
sent them
And
to was
JavaScript
wild,
programming is like that, for example.
untamed,
Function,
overrun with frenzied
all
wildlife.
functions, all functions,
But
all
in the
functions.
chaos, they
Instead
found
of telling
something,
the computer,
an
do this,
ancient
do this,
place.
do that, do that,
The
no.
structure was crumbling, but there were
I
strange
give you the
markings on
tools,
the walls.
function,
A powerful force energy
give
kept
me
them
this.
from entering the ruins.
You handle a part
I
of it.
planned
You
to
have
look
to
for other
believe
ways inside.
in the program in that
We
sense.
lost contact shortly after.
It's a different philosophy. It's the opposite philosophy. You are being exposed to the opposite philosophy of object programming.
I am more than capable of taking on this task. I
This
will
is
go to
of
these ruins and
object-oriented
search them
programming.
myself.
You are being exposed to the
Of course.
function-oriented paradigm of programming.
Our people need help, and I'm counting on you to bring everyone home safely, Sonore.
I will depart once the meeting is adjourned.
That was everything on the agenda.
I appreciate all of your hard work,
Yeah.
but there's still so
Like,
much
what the fuck
left
is
to
an
do.
integral out of
Let's get back to it.
x exponential to 4 multiplied by x exponential to 2 in multiplied by the index. Multiplied by the index. Oh, I have to be honest with you. I love that part. It was the part of math that I was good at. I remember. Clear your head is the objective. Is a part that I love. The equations. I was not good at mathematical operations. I was good at equations. 100%. Oh, I know that's Beaties. That's Beaties. I also know that guy. I prefer imaginary numbers, imaginary numbers. Imaginary numbers. Well, but it's pure logic then. That portion that you are mentioning to me is the pure logic. It's pure logic. You can be terrible at adding 1,520 something and 700 and whatever. Like I was terrible at adding or subtracting or doing operations like that. But I was good at finding the value of x in that equation, because that equation must be equal to some value, or maybe they are making you find the position in the x and y axis. I liked that part. I like that part. I gotta admit, I like that part. I like that part because I didn't have to do any operation. It was all logic. Deducing, multiplying, and moving to the other side of the equal sign. I loved it. Uh, well, it's not that I loved it. I loved English much more, but it was like the most tolerable part of math, because it is like programming in a sense, like functional programming. It's a physical representation of functional programming, that equation. You just change that with the variables that you would feed, that you would input as parameters to a function, and get a return. The things you're explaining are nice. It's not hard, but the things I'm explaining, never. No, I went through them. I went through them. No, I went through them, Ambra. It's just that it's been long ago. No, no. I went through them in high school and then in programming. No, yeah. So yeah.
Shay, you wouldn't be caught unless it was something big.
Right you are. Been a long hunt, but I found the vermin's nest. It's on an old dirtball of a planet called Runic. Looks like the trader got a lot more spineless parasites to rally around her than I planned for.
So yeah. No. I had to deal with them constantly. In that sense, had to deal
I
with
know
them
my
constantly.
limits. I can't take her down alone. Too many fools standing between her and me.
Oh, the Mandalorians, people. The Mandalorians are back. The Mandalorians are back as they designed.
But if you help me cut through the trash, I'll make her face me. We can end this once and for all.
Okay. Remember, people, that we get offended if
It's
we don't
time
get.
for head of coal to pay.
We all get offended if we don't get our Mandalorian African American lady. We get offended. I don't have my Italian. Well, this one is evident. There's a green one, there's a blue one, there's a purple one. Like, what the fuck is that? Let's see the attachment. The Discord attachment. Let me check it. Hey, what's this? It stopped working. Well, better I can check it. Let me see. I generally don't check the links during the stream. What? But well. Ah, yes, I've done things like that. Yeah, I've done things like that. Yeah. Yeah, divided by the one down there with the equals. Yeah, you have to find the value of u in that case, if I'm not mistaken. I have to find the value of u. Yeah, I've done those. Those in high school. In high school, yeah. It's easy, bruh. Well, easy. It's a challenge, but you have to keep track of the order. Look at the order of it. Look at the order, and then remember always first solve what's inside of the parentheses. They are parentheses, right? No, they are square brackets. What is between the square brackets? First, everything that is between the square brackets. Then you start with them interacting with each other. Yeah, the first one I see a division, unless the first three symbols there at the beginning mean, I would look for what the three symbols at the beginning mean. Then I see a division of one value by another one, and then the real value that you have to find out, and that one equals the multiplication of three values that inside of them. The symbols, those symbols are the integrals. Okay. Yeah. We used a different symbol for the integrals, if I remember correctly, in high school. Opposite of derivative. Okay. Yeah, we use a different one. And it's triple one. No, okay. The order. The key is the order here. With which one you start. Start always with the, you go from most complex operation to simple to the simpler ones. The most simple of them. It's used to calculate the volume of a 3D figure. Okay. Okay. Okay, so instead in the x and y axis, you also do the volume. We also calculate the volumes of the 40 figure. Okay. Yeah, in high school with quadruple integrals. Okay, so it's instead of finding the position in the x and y axis or the value, you are doing it with yeah, I've done it. Yeah. With depth. Yeah. It's finding the value of u. It's finding the value of u. But you cannot use the value. You don't know the value of u until the end. So you have to do a deduction there with the division. Okay. Yeah. Pretty much. E must have some kind of value, and D and X and Y and Z must have some kind of value outside of the operation to interact, for all of them to interact with each other. It's basically like that. We are not finding the value of u. What are they asking you to find? What value is the one that they want you to find, to calculate? Then the value of u is given to you. Which one is it then? The value of e, of x, of z. Volume of a 3D object described by this function. Okay. Okay. It has to be represented by some variable. It has to be represented by some kind of variable. Which variable represents it? E is a symbol that represents a value like P. Okay, a set value, the constant. The constant, okay. So it has a constant. There. Has a constant there. So you have a constant value there. Okay. There you go for new mural. I like the holocron. Midway shape is low and all this. Okay, let's go. So you have a constant value. E is a constant value, like P. Okay, so pi. Well, here in Spanish we call it P. So yeah, something like 2.71. Okay, instead of 317 something. Okay, so you have there is a constant. And which one represents the one that you need to find? The volume of the 3D object. It has to be one that is variable. That is not a constant value. That needs to be a variable value. It's fascinating, people. It's absolutely fascinating. It's absolutely fascinating because you don't have to do mathematical operations. You have to follow the order. The correct order is like programming. It's fascinating. I love that part. Well, loved it. History was much better and English was much better, but out of math, it was a part that was quite good because I didn't have to do any mathematical operations. It was just following the order and knowing which. And make sure you know the rules very well. Generally, the problem with those is that the rules are not explained well to you by the teacher. Generally, in those cases, 99% of the time, you don't do the teacher does not explain the order in an explicit way. The teacher has to explain the order there. It has to be very delicate because the second you do you make a wrong step, everything goes to shit because it's like programming. It starts conflicting with local memory, with global memory. It's like that. Well, the worst moment is when the volume comes out negative. Well, but it's because of the order. It's because of the order. The volume of an object cannot be negative because it would be beyond empty, and that cannot happen.
She's been trained by the best, but I couldn't find a clan affiliation. I'm certain she's one of us, but it's strange. Whatever she is, people follow her. Years back, she ran a small team of outcasts for a while. They became her inner circle. This group was responsible for several raids against both Republic and Imperial interests. She owes nothing to either side.
Yeah. Well, even if you do it in the correct order, it can come out negative. Well,
much deeper than gathering resources.
There has to be a reason behind the
well, but there, then on top, besides the order, you must have done a wrong operation, a wrong mathematical operation there.
She's gone to great lengths to hide her location.
If you did the order correctly, then the rest of the mistakes come from mathematical operations.
The planet is in the middle of some kind of electrostatic storm.
In that sense, for that, grab the calculator. I don't know what else could affect it. If you got the order right, and the mathematical operations are right, with the calculator.
Rumors say her group is making a move soon.
Well, it can come out negative even if you do everything right. Okay. Yeah, it can come out negative, but that's because of the position in the x and y axis. The math just makes it negative. Okay. But then it was the objective of the problem and you solved it correctly in that case. Yes, it can be a negative position because it can be one out of the 4 quadrants of it. Is this kind of math? Yeah, because it can be any of the 4 quadrants of it. I didn't know that in the case of a 3D body, it could be like that. Well, negative is correct, but still it's wrong. Well, by using logic, see, I don't know. I don't think a 3D object could potentially have negative value inside of it. An empty glass of water, by using logic, what's the negative point in time and space? It's impossible.
What do you need?
It is true that in the x and y axes, yes, you can have a negative quadrant. That yes.
All Hedda had to do was name a time and a place.
But in a 3D object,
was a knife in the back.
By
Now
pure
that I have
logic,
location, I need help getting close enough to see those blasted horns on her helmet.
I don't see
Make no mistake,
how the x and y
she's
axis
mine
would
when
be
the time
negative.
comes. Is that clear?
If my choice is stopping her or your personal vendetta,
And the negative volume usually comes out when this 3D object volume is infinite, like the universe. Like the universe, like the universe.
But when the time is right, Hedda will hear my challenge and see my blade.
Okay. And the negative volume usually comes out when this 3D object volume is infinite. Like the universe. Interesting. Alright, good night, cause I'm waking up in 7.5 hours. Ambra, thank you from the bottom of my heart for visiting me under such dire circumstances. Good luck in your exam. Do not fret. Do not. I had to maintain an academic merit scholarship, so I know how you feel 100%. There are terrible feelings are at stake, but don't feel bad. Don't feel bad at all, because think about the vastness of the universe and how whatever happens is not going to change your life like that. Okay, our existence is minuscule compared to the vastness of the universe. Think about that. Do not get stressed, because and also don't get stressed because if you get nervous, it's worse. Don't get nervous. No, don't get nervous uh, because it will accomplish nothing. It will accomplish nothing. You're brilliant. Besides, you're brilliant. You've done much more difficult things when programming, in that sense. So do not fret. Do not fret. Have a great night. Sleep well. Go rested to the exam. Go rested to the exam, because in a rested state to the exam, because otherwise, here I had another story, people, that I had to take care of. Go rested to the exam, because otherwise it will be a problem. So thank you from the bottom of my heart for visiting me. Have a great night, Hammer. Wish you luck with your exam.
A resistance. Locals, Imperials, they had resources, a plan, a base of operations. Miot was arranging to smuggle weapons. Gone. They're all gone. The Star Fortress over Bathawui vaporized every last trace, every last rebel, and then just moved on like it didn't matter anymore.
Star Fortress? Is this what your specialists were arguing about?
Couldn't figure out what to do about him. Still can't. Biowaregames was looking into it. Now he's busy trying to reach out to his fellow Bothans, so this falls on me. The Star Fortresses are battle stations, deadly and pervasive. Arkan's way of keeping the galaxy pliant. So many worlds we can't even contact because of these things.
Arkan's way, this is way too old, people. I have to do that one later. I'll probably do it on my own. I want to unlock Pilgrim's Retreat. When do I unlock Pilgrim's Retreat? I need to unlock Pilgrim's
You're in
Retreat.
position, Mandalore. And for the record, I'm not fond of this plan of yours.
I hear you, but I won't risk her bolting if that storm can't hide our fleet.
You could be walking into a trap.
I'm counting on it.
We're taking every precaution, Jakaya.
See that you do. Mandalore, good hunting.
Well, look who it is. I knew I should have packed my spaceship crashing pants.
Ras Ordo. Right in the middle of all this, I see.
You know me. Hate to disappoint.
Load up, everyone. Take off in 3. Time to sharpen our blades.
Dang it, people, the story of the game is... Well, only now I've unlocked Runuk here. Only now I've unlocked Runuk. God damn it. Have a long way to go then. I wonder when will Pilgrim's Retreat be unlocked. So they switched to a more episodic nature of storyline. I see.
Here we go. Runuk. Lots of rocks. Big mining venture a long time ago, but nothing since. Probably because of that. Wow, sensors are not pleased. Lots of noise and false echoes.
Take your positions. We're going in.
The attack on the Spirit of Vengeance, now a base way out here. What changed?
A lot of credits. Raids, Clan Harangier's old money coffers, stealing cartel drops, it all adds up. Hedda builds her army with real Mandalorians, but uses Darmanda mercs as blaster fodder. They're perfect for her. No loyalty to anything. Some of them live up to the name, others are just happy to take the credits.
Makes sense. I'm betting half their troops don't even know what Darmanda means.
Okay, we're close. I know they have a base down here, but I had to back off before I could pinpoint it. Hang on!
What now? This game is always terrible with the transitions and the cinematic.
Blast! That was a probe droid! Everyone good?
We're fine. We need to track it down fast.
Wait, give me a sec. Okay, there. Take this data spike. The signal is a little weird, but it should get the droids working for us.
Ras, I'm expecting some reinforcements, so keep an eye out.
Understood. And for the record,
Okay, we'll leave it
prefer
here.
Watching a crash landing over being in a crash landing?
Everybody stay off comms starting now. That storm's giving us some cover, but we don't know who's listening.
Okay, we'll leave this story arc for next time, sadly. A rock and a hard place, that's the usual. That's a daily quest over at Bell's Harvest. Okay, we'll leave it like this for next time. Still no sign of Pilgrim's Retreat. We'll leave it like this, people, for now. We'll leave it like this for now. Thank you from the bottom of my heart to Patrick and to Ambra for visiting me in this beautiful Thursday. And see you all in the next one, people. See you all in the next one. Yeah? See you all on Tuesday. We'll return on Tuesday with the ending of Diablo 2 Media and XL, and then we can keep playing here. We can keep playing here to complement it. I want to proceed through the storyline a bit faster to unlock the Interpreter's Retreat. I don't know what's wrong with it that it takes so much time to unlock. I'll have to see in what part of the storyline it is, because it's absolutely massive. Here the NPCs send you mails, update on Elon, blah blah blah. But seen a word of appreciation, you know. I would have liked to kill Morgus, to kill Asina and save Morgus, to have a choice there. Yeah, there you don't have a choice. This one is a good decoration, by the way. Good decoration. Hang on, let me move it. Oh my god. That's okay. There we go. Prestige. There. That one. There we go. Okay, people. Okay. There we go. So, thank you from the bottom of my heart to everyone. Thanks to the YouTube subscribers. Then I will have to do a list of all of the new YouTube subscribers in that sense. And special thanks always to Crowbar and to Axis for the paid subs here over at Twitch, to Discord members, and to followers of the Twitch channel. Thanks to you all from the bottom of my heart, and see you all in the next one on Tuesday. Have a great weekend, people. Bye bye. Bye bye. It was a pleasure.